All right, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sets. Here we are on a Tuesday, once again, exclusive to twitch.tv/CatConfires. We bring you two players from around the globe to be pitted in the ring for a 1st to 10 exhibition with interviews on both sides of the exhibition. Of course, we are done with SF5. Don't know what that game is anymore. I mean, my favorite character in the game, but we're done with that game. We're going to be moving on to SF6, and it's going to be good things on the horizon. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm going to be your host once again tonight, Jammers, and alongside me there are my co-hosts. Not this open beta. We're going to talk about that in a minute. My co-hosts are going to be on the other side of this screen, and they're coming just like that. There you go. I snapped my fingers and the people listen. There they are, Veggie and Ovaha. They're looking nice and chummy today. I like it.
You too, bro.
That's good.
You're always looking good, Jammers.
I wear flamboyant things, but thank you. Veggie, talk to me. How you feeling today?
That's a nice hoodie, bro.
I can tell you where I got it from. Don't worry, I'll tell you that afterwards. But Veggie, talk to me. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling really great. Summer is finally here, or it feels like summer is here, and you know that brings all the energy, and that energy is just to be channeled into Street Fighter. And this weekend, we're going to channel it into Street Fighter 6 Open Beta, and today we're going to channel it into the set. And I'm just excited to be back. I was playing last week, but now I'm back to be the backseat gamer. Let's go.
That's good to hear. We're not backseat gamers like him, are we, Ovaha?
Well, I guess it depends on who's playing. But I wanted to ask Veggie, try saying set really fast, at least 10 times.
You're gonna slip up.
Don't, but like, you know, do it later.
Yeah, do it later.
Okay,
you're gonna
not
slip
now.
Up. You're gonna slip up.
Okay.
But I'm good, thanks. I want to say I agree with Veggie. In Nordic countries, we have the summer finally around the corner. So I've been getting some sun, touching some grass, you know, enjoying IRL stuff, but always down for some games and some commentary. So just happy to be here tonight.
I mean, thank you for letting me know. IRL touch grass, can't relate, never heard of it, never done it in my life. But what I have done is I've commentated around the globe. And we're going to do another exhibition for you tonight. Show the fight card, let the people know what's rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still continuing on the gameplay with the Street Fighter 6 demo. I repeat, the Street Fighter 6 demo. Only 17 days until Street Fighter 6 is officially released. But tonight, we have the General returning to the show in ImStillDaDaddy, going up against one of the most enthusiastic. He's actually been really on board with content creating and just keeping an eye on the game and how it's been progressing before it's even out in Flawless Deku. Household name in the UK scene. Please keep an eye out for this man. You might not have seen him throughout SF5. He was here and there. He is very competent. He's very strong at SF4. But I can tell you, because of social media and how big it's become, as well as how SF6 will be hitting the ground running, please keep an eye out for his opponent, Flawless Deku. Like we said, we're limiting it to Ryu and Luke because that is what the demo provides. Veggie, talk to me. This matchup between the players. What do you think?
For the players, you know what I'm really excited to see is to see ImStillDaDaddy's take on how to play Ryu. Since he's a Guile main, right, at heart. He's been playing Guile since Street Fighter 4. So he's very familiar with fireballs and strong buttons and things like that. But I'm really interested to see if he's going to like play a Guile style Ryu or more of an aggressive, mid-ranged, in-your-face style of Ryu. The reason why I'm particularly interested in seeing this because he's been playing a lot of other characters in Street Fighter 5, right, over the last few years, and he's often very like aggressive gameplay where he's like rushing you down and stuff when he's not playing Guile. So I don't know what to expect, but I think we're going to have an interesting and really cool take on Ryu. So that's very exciting. And seeing flawless Deku back is really cool. I remember he played some Zangief in Street Fighter 4 at the end as well. I think it was a Fei Long main, and he was a very strong player. And I've been seeing his clips on Twitter from Street Fighter 6 playing the demo, and I think that, I mean, he's looking very optimal with the Luke, so we might get to see someone who's actually not dropping those combos today. I don't know. What do you think, Alba?
He was here, and then he disappeared. I mean, I did hear him. Have you disappeared?
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm here. That's a little bit of an oopsie right there, gentlemen. Anyways, I'm really excited to see. I think it's, for me, especially flawless Deku, because I've been watching his clips a lot, and I feel like he has a good understanding of how the game works at this point. Obviously, it's still very new. The game isn't even out yet, so like that's all to be settled later. But I think Luke is one of those characters I really enjoy watching in this game, and I've really been liking the whole kind of set play, safe jump kind of style, which some Lukes have finally discovered in the corner, and I expect to see some of that stuff today. We saw some great Luke from Veggie last week too, so
thank you.
But also, like, ISDD, a household name in the UK scene, so obviously strong players, strong scene, so can't wait to see what they cook up with Street Fighter 6.
They will be doing that indeed. Speaking of cooking up, there's been a couple of topics that have been heating up on social media. We don't engage in that behavior. Obviously, there are right and wrong opinions. There are for and against, but we'll get onto that when we do talk about the guests. But let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, there is an open beta happening this week. Not today, this week. Couple more days. So I hope you guys have downloaded it. If you're on Steam, it should have updated today, actually. It should have been a 13GB update, and it's coming out on the 19th of May. Couple days time, and it will be going throughout the 19th through to the 22nd of May. So if you haven't had a chance, I do forget this. Remember, I was privileged to play the game early, as well as I've been in both closed betas. There's some people who haven't touched this game at all, and privilege is invisible to those who have it. So for people who haven't touched the game, now's your chance. I want you guys to witness this in full effect, right? This is a brilliant game, at least from what we've experienced so far, and I want you guys to kind of relish in the moment until the game comes out in June 2nd as well. So please get downloading the beta. It's on PlayStation, Steam, Xbox Series X and S, I believe. I'm not sure. The voice of reason is going to tell me in my ear if it's on PlayStation 4. Is it on PlayStation 4? Okay, I heard a sound effect. I didn't hear an answer, so I'm actually not sure. If you are playing on PlayStation 4, my condolences. I'm sorry, because I can't give you a definitive answer. However, do not forget as well, if you can't participate in the beta, Richard, roll it up. June 2nd is when the game comes out. I heard, word on the street is, I keep hearing it. I keep getting the 411 all the time. June 2nd is when you can play the other 10 characters that we couldn't actually play. Manon, Marissa, JP, Lily, Cammy, Blanca, Dalsim, Honda. I've missed somebody, but I heard there's a special screening on June 2nd. So get pre-ordering the game now. If you've pre-ordered it, brilliant. But there's 3 versions. There is the default version, which will give you the standard game. There is the deluxe version, which I highly recommend, because if you are looking to compete or take this game remotely seriously, you are on the pay-to-win environment. You need to get as many characters you can, experience those matchups, and you'll have it if you just buy the deluxe edition as your standard copy. And of course, there is the ultimate edition as well. Year 1 Ultimate Pass. It is the full game as well as the characters and some other bonus content as well. Now, there was something else I got shown. I don't know if the voice of reason wants to put on the screen so I can talk about it. There was something else I was shown. I don't know if he wants to show it because, well, not Red Bull, the other thing. There were figurines that I was supposed to show, but I don't know if he wants to put them on screen until afterwards. Does he want to do that? It doesn't sound like he wants to do that. If you want to talk... Okay, he can't quite remember what he told me because he's got a memory of a fish. Anyway... Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, he'll probably remember it afterwards, but we're going to move on swiftly. There is something else we do need to talk about, and I want to get these guys' opinions on it as well. Something was announced. It's been happening since 2015, and it's back, and it's going to be kicking things off for Street Fighter 6's competitive time in general. That is the Red Bull Kumite, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, let's go.
Lo and behold, it's in a location that probably not many people expected. The Red Bull Kumite is going to South Africa. 16 fighters all around the world will be hitting it in the cage. They'll be duking it out to see who becomes the Red Bull Kumite champion. And this is happening pretty soon. This is happening the 1st and 2nd of July in South Africa. So, if you do have time, if you do live in South Africa, or you do want to be a part of Red Bull Kumite, you can head on over to the website redbull.com/Kumite to get your tickets now. I believe the talent lineup announced who was there, so Logan, F-Word, and Damascus are there. They still need to announce all the players, but I believe there's only 4 announced thus far. Tokido, the Murderface, EVA 2017 champion. Mena, 2-time Capcom Cup champion for Street Fighter 5. Justin Wong, I mean, he's always a good pick to have you guys in the cage when it comes to a game in its new lifespan. And he's been doing a lot of content creation and just being a household name in the FGC worldwide in general.
For sure.
And home representative. He was a Capcom Cup finalist, didn't do as well as he wanted to, but now he has a chance to redeem himself in a new game and defend home turf in Jarby M. That's the lineup that has been announced so far. Remember, it's 16 players, so we still got about 3 more announcements to go, if my maths is right in my head. But yes, Alvar, let's get your opinion on it first. The players that are lined up, what do you think?
I mean, I love the picks here. Obviously, we got some classics, but we also have representation from that part of the world as well, which is something that I really appreciate, and which is like something we always have strived for in the show, especially like just bring talent all across the world, because some people might just not be aware, even though they're absolutely fantastic players. And I feel like with, you know, you're on your home turf, it's gonna have like that special kind of feeling for you. So I'm expecting Jarby M especially to, you know, aim big and do absolutely his best. But obviously I'm very excited for all these players to kind of show what they can come up with since after the launch with, you know, in July. So absolutely looking forward to that.
Fingers crossed. All right, Becky, what about you? Your opinion on the lineup thus far for the Kumite?
I think it's really good that they announced these players first, because I mean, Menardi you would expect to be invited, being the most recent Capcom Cup champion and a 2-time Capcom Cup champion. Tokido has been like one of the absolute strongest throughout Street Fighter 5 and throughout Street Fighter 4, so it's also someone that you could imagine coming to the Red Bull Kumite. And then having Justin Wong is a great pick, because you remember in Street Fighter 4 early days and even the later days, and Street Fighter 5 for like the first 3-4 years, he was always doing extremely well. So it's always interesting to see someone like that play in an early tournament, because you know you're going to get surprised by some really good thing.
Right, yeah.
And then I think having Jarby M as well is a great way to like start off the announcement that one of the Capcom Cup qualified players from the region is also going to be the representing in the new game. So you get to see the last champion, some of the early champions of the last games, and some of the people that we recently started learning about in this first announcement. And then when the next announcements are coming, it's going to be more kind of not a mix-up, but maybe more surprise factor, and that is really exciting. So it's starting off really strong. People are excited. They are satisfied with the picks. They think they're good picks, and now you're like ready to get the next set of picks, and then you're probably going to get surprised at some point, right?
All right, so let me ask you this before we start talking to...
That's what I wanted to say, sorry.
I'm glad you got to your point eventually. You need to learn to land the plane. Anyway, let me ask you this question before we get on to our guests, because there's plenty of stuff I want to talk to you about with our guests. Do you think we should go into a lot of these events with a clean slate because it's a new game? And what I mean by that is when it comes to invitationals or maybe seeding certain events, that it's like, right, clean slate, because we don't know who's going to be good at Street Fighter 6 and who isn't. Alvar, let's get your opinion on that first.
Now, that's a really interesting question, actually, because I've been pondering about it myself, and I feel like Red Bull Kumite, for example, has always been a great event in, you know, picking people that aren't just because of like tournament results necessarily. So they're like, we have different players which bring, you know, different things into the tournament, and they might have a bigger representation in social media, for example, or they might have something else that draws in the attraction. And I feel like this game is a good chance to try something new, perhaps, and I would like to see new faces as well, like just because I feel like there's also a lot of people who might not have been as active in Street Fighter 5, but they're solid players regardless, and they're gonna pick up 6, and obviously I feel like more or less we're gonna be on the same starting line fundamentals wise.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I would like to see that.
All right.
Just for variety's sake.
Okay. Veggie, what about you?
When it comes to seeding, I think in Street Fighter V, for the beginning, the seeding was reset, and I might be mistaken, but I think the first events, or at least the first event in each region, had like random seeding.
I think so.
I think so, and I mean, it didn't take long to establish a good seeding pattern. So maybe you're unlucky in the first tournament, but it will eventually resolve itself. I guess that you could do regional seeding and put emphasis on that at least in the beginning. But I understand why you wouldn't want to seed, because technically it's a brand new game, and it would be unfair to like already give that advantage of being separated from those you think are going to be good. But then you could argue against that again and saying, but if this is going to take too long, so I'm going to just stop there. But I think in general, sorry, I think in general, either way works, but it is fair to do a reset of the seeding. And for invitationals, you have to, I feel like you need to ride on what people want to see. They want to see character specialists, they want to see the names that have been grouping up lately, and then they want to see the staple names. So I think having a good mix of that is what would give you a successful event.
Okay.
What do you think, Jammers?
What do you think, Jammers?
I think it definitely needs to be a mixture of both. You need solid players that were consistent across the previous iteration's lifespan, and you need some people that will bring in more eyes, because it will probably potentially bring in a new fan base, as well as, oh, okay, I actually want to see if this person is potentially going to be in the mix with the top level players in Street Fighter 6. That's why I can't wait to see all the players that are announced, because it might not be a 16 that we're used to seeing. It could be a fresh 16. Heck, I would love it if Ending Walker got invited. I would love it if Ending Walker got invited, just to test the waters, right? Obviously, we've got Tokido, Mena RD, Jarby M, and Justin Wong. They make the most sense. Throw a monkey wrench in the works. See what it is, because it's a special event. Heck, maybe throw another 1 or 2 South Africans in there. There could be hidden talent that we don't know about, because it's a fresh game.
And that would be really great, because then you would, if they then turn out to do really well, it would like shape up the how can you have opinion about skills now? Like people before Captain Cup were like talking about who deserves to be where and whatever. But it would be really cool if then they just come there and show up and it shakes up the whole foundation of.
Because some people are just like, they're so adamant about thinking in a certain way, like obviously because they've seen some people from like a specific region do really well, and they haven't seen something else necessarily. It's like they don't even like, ignorance is bliss, right?
Ignorance is bliss indeed. But I'll tell you what's not ignorant, because I want to get our guests on so we start talking to them, because I'd love to hear their opinions on certain things. So yeah, when we are ready to go, I want to get Flawless Deku and ISDD on the mics so we can start talking to these guys and interview them, because I'm pretty sure you guys want to hear it. It's been a little while since we've had ISDD on the show, so we hear his thoughts and opinions on things as well. And I want to talk to Flawless Deku about his kind of mentality going into SF6, because similar to Veggie, this guy's just hit the ground running, just kind of keep his ears to the floor, heard everything he can, and let's see how this runs. So let me find out. Flawless Deku, ISDD, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us today, because I know you guys, they had to travel a fair bit to come down here and join us tonight. So yeah, in this first part, before you guys play the first of 10, it's where we're going to do a little interview, Q&A, discussion about many things regarding Street Fighter 6. So the first thing I want to get from both of you, since it's been the hot topic today, I'm pretty sure you guys look at your phone and Twitter before you go to work in the morning. It's the interesting argument of the format of what tournaments should be for Street Fighter 6. Should it be first to threes, or should it not be? Now, I'm going to present something to you. Right. What would you prefer? I want to get Flawless Deku's opinion on this first. Hypothetically, would you want things to change to first to 3, or would you keep it first to 2, but we up the rounds to win 3? So there'll be 3 rounds in the game, just like what you've been doing in the demo for the CPU. Would you want 3 rounds of a first to 2, or first to 3?
Yeah, I've heard this topic a little bit on Twitter. To be honest, I think the first to 3, like off the rip, is kind of can't happen because of Manon. Like it would be a bit unfair if she could have like max damage grabs from round 3 onwards, So I don't think that will happen. As a player, obviously you want to play more games. I would love to play more games. I think longer sets are always fun. But practically it's just not realistic, is it? I think because of like the time. Also looking from like the person watching. Maybe if you're maybe you're more of a casual player. Maybe you get bored by like if everything's going into like 5 games. So it's just not really feasible. But I'm always up for more games. So that's kind of where I stand on it.
No, fair play. I like that safe answer. ISTD, what about you? Would you want first to 3, or would you want to just up the rounds and keep it first to 2? What do you think?
Not the rounds. Yeah, I would definitely like first 3. I've always kind of said that, but I think this game can be really quick. If it's not first to 3, I think it should be like first to 3 at top 64 of a tournament or something. If it's a major, or maybe something like that. Just like so the undercard games get done a bit quicker. But I've always said it should be first to 3 because it can change the game mentally. And there's a lot of situations, what I mean? I even get tournament anxiety and stuff like that when I'm playing, and sometimes it takes a while to get in and adapt to the player. And I think you can take more risks as well. Do you know what I mean? So it definitely changes the game.
Okay, so let me ask you this then, ISTD. Let's say you were 2-0 up in a first to 3 and then you lost 3-2. Would you want it to go back to first to 2?
It's happened before. It's happened before in CPTs. It happens, and you do think like. But I've never really felt like kind of salty about it because I've always preferred it to be like that. But it has happened, and then I do think that in that game I would have won. But because your mind's different, it might not have necessarily gone that way anyway. If you get to 2-1 in a first to 3, it could still change if it was first to 2 because you'd be thinking about the risks you want to take. Do you know where I'm coming from? So like, I definitely am with the first to 3, but maybe like top 64 or. Like a bit earlier on in the tournament, if it's a major.
I mean, if it's top 64, that means there's less matches that are kind of less likely to be shown on stream because again, we talked about it before. For those who don't know, it's like again scheduling problems. Like Flawless brought up Manon. There's also Kimberly as well.
Yeah.
There's many factors I don't think people considered until the topic came, like it raised the discussion. So, I mean. I would probably say, in an ideal world, maybe stretch it to top 16.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't go as far as top 64.
Not the rounds, though. Not 3 rounds.
No, you keep it still 2 rounds too, but it's first to 3, right?
Yeah. I think that's kind of stupid, the 3 rounds, because I was even playing, I've only played this demo, Ryu, and I was playing first to 3s, but I realised a lot of the Asian players were playing first to 2s. And it was better for me to practice first to 2s to play flawless, because if it's first to 3, you get more like supers and critical arts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's a bit different. I don't think Street Fighter is a game ready for 3 rounds.
Yeah, you can potentially get 2 level 3s in one game. Yeah, but, it's not really.
Yeah, but first to 3 games, yeah, definitely, but not 3 rounds.
Okay,
interesting.
No, I like that opinion. Interesting. Veggie, you got a question you want to ask these guys, or anything you want to add on that?
I mean, I think I will just go to questions because if I add on to it as well, then we just end up just going through. We're just talking about the rounds.
No, that's fine.
We want to be quick. I think first 2, first 3 in the long run won't matter. It matters just mostly for individual tournaments and maybe more in the beginning because you need to be. There's more for you to learn. So, but I think like as you can be unlucky at a tournament, but as time progresses, the consistency will show with first to 2 and first to 3. But I understand why people want first to 3. But to me personally, it's not that big of a deal. You get what you get. But I would like to know from both of you, and we can start with ImStillDaDaddy. What is your favorite new mechanic in Street Fighter 6, and why is that your new favorite mechanic?
What's my favorite mechanic in Street Fighter 6?
Yeah.
From what you've played so far?
The drive rush, because you can add on to your combos and extend it. It makes it fun. It's kind of like more than a focus cancel in Street Fighter 4. Because I used to like doing it. You only have that ability with like Ken with the V trigger to cancel stuff on Fireball. I like the fact of cancelling, to where I'm coming from. And it gives you the reason that you can use your risks and it could burn your OD meter. So it could be a down for what you do, to where I'm coming from. So there's a lot of big strategy about this game. I kind of realised the other day that so you'll be in some situations that you would rather the character block and go into burnout than you hit him. Do you know where I'm coming from? If that makes any sense. Because when he just blow the burnout, you'd rather put him into it than hit him. It's kind of weird. There's a whole strategy about this game. But I would definitely say the drive mechanic.
Okay, interesting. Flawless, what about you? What's your favourite mechanic from playing?
Yeah, I have to agree. Maybe for a slightly different reason. I like playing footsies and like. It just turns every character into Karen from SF5, you just get monster damage, sick corner carry, and it's like you can most characters can universally get, good Oki and a lot of damage off of their footsie game, which is cool. Also, it's like a good, in terms of your hit confirms, like, it's going to kill, so you go spend the extra drive rush, you go into burnout, you get, I like that kind of figuring that stuff out as well. And also, it's just the most versatile, I think. The other stuff's kind of a bit more rigid, so that's why I'd probably say drive rush is my favorite.
Now, here's the thing that you mentioned, versatility. Daigo did a video, or FGC Translate uploaded a video, Daigo talking about drive rush being a bit too versatile.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you think? I'll ask both of you. Do you think it's too versatile? In terms of, because again, you can create a mix-up from half screen if you have an overhead. You can go the high-low. Yeah. Obviously, your combo extensions. You can't special cancel.
I don't think you should be able to do it from lights. But if you do,
that's what he mentioned as well.
If you do drive rush from a light and they block it, it is punishable. If I'm correct,
yeah,
right?
you can interrupt it. Yeah, it's not like it's pluses.
I don't know if it's plus. It might. Yeah, I'm sure it's not unsafe if you do a jab to drive rush and they block it.
If you jab into drive rush, I know they can counter hit you. I'm not sure if it's
because I thought trying to
punishable, but it's not like the same as a crouch medium kick or yeah.
I don't think you should be able to extend it to lights. I think that's a bit too strong.
I mean, it can help you. It presents better fireball traps than I've ever seen before. Obviously, I've seen Gal do it. I think Flawless, you might have done it in a Cammy video. I've seen Cammy do it. It might have been the CPU Cammy. Someone neutral jumped and they got in and they did drive rush into back medium. It might have been one of her trials, actually.
I think that's one of her trials.
Oh, yeah, Cammy looks real pretty good, man.
It looks incredibly versatile. So I don't know if the versatility is a good thing or a bad thing, or is it one of those quote-unquote too early to say answers? I don't know. What do you think, Flawless?
Yeah, it's also like a dash on crack, isn't it? Like, when you hit someone with a counter hit like stand medium kick or something, well, now you're plus. You have the option to drive rush in and start pressure. You can then you're plus after that. They have to take a mix up, that kind of thing. If they block a fireball or if they get hit by a fireball rather in neutral, then you can drive rush in. You get a mix up, and then obviously if they try to press a button to stop that, then you can like whiff punish. So there's a bit, there's a lot of options I think with it, and that's just like one aspect. But then you also have when they block a meaty and you go into it, or you have it when, for example, you said with Cammy, you drive rush and you can anti-air. There's a lot of things you can do, and I think it's off the lights, just getting a lot of damage off the light confirms, going into level 3 doing like 45%. Yeah, I think it's very strong. Probably the strongest mechanic out of the 5 so far, I'd have to say.
Okay.
There's one more thing about the, if don't mind me mentioning.
Talk to me, please.
See I don't know if you get this, the drive rush. So you can do normals like DPs and specials out of the drive rush, right? So like say you got Zangief running towards you, and then obviously like if you jump up, he can do his air like super or something like that. And then if he's running up and you try and like hit him with a button, he can automatically go into his like armor move. Do you know what I'm coming from? I think that Ryu can do a fireball and then like skid up and
drive
then
rush behind it. Yeah,
you could do like a sliding DP. Charge characters won't have this ability to sort of do this. They have to use a normal, but I kind of think that's a bit too strong as well. So like people could basically run up and do a random ultra or random DP, and I just think it'd be stronger for a lot of characters because you can do a move out of it. I've been noticing it with Ryu, like fireball and then sliding up.
Yeah, going for zoning,
it's pretty strong, but I'm just because obviously Gal's not got it. I kind of like worried about it a little bit, but it's fun and it's good.
No, that's a good theory. But no, speaking of Guile, let me ask you this. And let me ask you the tough question.
Yeah.
Are you downplaying a character before the game's even out yet?
What do you mean?
I mean, you said you just mentioned something Guile doesn't have that other characters do.
Yeah, he can't like do a move off the charge. He can probably do his whirlwind.
All I was hearing from Beta 1 and Beta 2 was Guile was a bit too good.
That's what I was hearing.
That's all I'm hearing, but you're the only one I'm seeing that said no.
He's good, but I don't think people was playing the meta of the game. I just think at a low level he was good. Like he can't drive rush with his medium kick. I know he's got the punish counter to the flash kick. I hope they don't take that away because I think he needs it, but he has to go forward from his like medium punches and heavy punches. I don't think people was playing the full game, and it'll be interesting this weekend because like I'm entering a few online tournaments and to see how it goes where people have had to play the demo a little bit.
But would you say he has the best zoning out of all the characters in the beta?
Yeah, of course.
So I think off rip that just makes him like really good.
Do you know what? I see. Let me present you to this. Right, I had this theory the other day.
Go on.
Let me allude to this. Right, so there's characters in the game that can drive rush cancel their low forward. They can do that and they can combo from it. Then there's characters that can't. But the characters that can't, they more than likely have an overhead. So if you
Yeah,
were
I'm lucky,
if you
yeah,
were to do a raw drive rush at a quote-unquote unreactable range, you can go drive rush, crouch, medium kick, target combo, by the way, into flash kick. I'm pretty sure he can do that combo.
you sure he can do that?
I think he can do that combo. Or if you can't, you can at least get jab into flash kick. I know that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And if they're worried about that conversion, guess what you can do? Overhead, crouch, jab, flash kick. So you've got a combo there for one bar. Not everyone can do that, and I can bet your top dollar there's going to be characters that have both. I bet you there's going to be characters that have the overhead conversion and the low. So I understand where you're coming from, because if you didn't mention it, I wouldn't have thought about it. Oh, you drive rush forward, but you basically lose your charge. That's something else I've got to consider when talking about this game. But there are some things Gal probably has that.
Yeah, I could do a normal. I could do a normal to a flash kick and stuff like that, of course. But I'm just saying the meta of the game, I think it's just a bit random. Like just running up and cancelling out of a special automatically. You should be able to do it at the time of the end of it, where the same time you can do a parry, because you can't drive rush and parry straight away. But you can drive rush and you can drive rush, drive impact straight away. You can drive rush, do a normal move. You can't drive rush. If you could drive rush and do a parry straight away, that would be pretty cool.
Can you not? I didn't know that.
No, you can't do it straight away.
Really?
Try and test it. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, you got a question for the guys?
Yeah, I actually wanted to, like, speaking of downplaying, I wanted to ask an interesting question regarding what might seem strong at first. So I wanted to ask you both, what strikes you like as strong when the game is going to be released, based on the footage we have? Obviously, it's a hard thing to answer right now, but is there something specifically, like a character, for example? Sorry.
Hold on.
We can start with Deku. You can start.
Well, like I said, drive rush is strong. That's one thing. I think, you know what, parry will be like pretty strong once it's figured out. I think that's going to be a big answer to like a lot of pressure. Yeah, and just things in general. You know, it's going to be the equalizer, and I think it will separate, like, you know, the really, really good players from, like, you know, just
the high level average.
Exactly.
So, okay.
So because when you have something that, depending on your skill, like gives you an advantage, that makes sense. So the higher your skill level, the more you can take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that will be big in the future. I think there's certain characters I'm looking at, like Luke looks really good. I think Guile looks really good. Jury looks really strong as well.
Okay.
Who else have I put in that list? I think those are probably the highest.
Well, remember, you've done content on the full game. Was there anyone that like sparked your interest?
Yeah, I think Cammy looks really good as well. I can't lie. I think her ground game seems super strong, and add a dive kick into that, and you know, it's with the punish counter as well. Because think if you dive kick a crouch medium kick now, that's a punish counter, right? So you know, that's gonna cause some heavy combos off of that. So obviously I only played a little bit with her, so it's hard to say, but my first impression was she was really good, and obviously walk speed, good buttons, dive kick, nice combos as well.
Okay,
sounds good.
So yeah, looking forward to playing her for sure.
ImStillDaDaddy, what about you?
All of the new characters what are out, they're stronger than Gal, apart from the Rissa. They all look stronger than Gal, man. I just think that when the game comes out, I think Gal will be strong, but he's not going to be.
Right now, are you?
I think command grabs should be nerfed. They're too strong, man.
Okay, let me.
Sorry, Veggie, I know you like the thank you command grabs.
I'm looking forward to playing Give.
Let me ask you this, ImStillDaDaddy. Are you saying everyone's better than Gal because of the system?
Apart from Marissa.
Hang on, we don't know that yet. Know that yet. But are you saying it because of the system that's put in place, or the actual characters?
The characters.
Or some bias.
The characters.
I can feel some bias here myself. Okay. Obviously, what we're seeing early on, because remember, let's not forget the game's not even out yet. We figured out so much. That's what's insane. With the footage that's come out with the CPU, flawless with what you put out, the betas, it's like we can kind of put like the piece of the jigsaw together before we actually make conclusive evidence when the game actually drops. But I don't know. Maybe Gal could be. Well, Gal's never going to be bottom one. I can tell you that for certain.
Everyone just moans at him though. I just hope they don't nerf him. If they touch him a little bit, it's just going to be like, I'm really like.
Well, we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
That's why I'm worrying day by day.
I'm not even saying it to give you reassurance. I just don't know. Like, that's it. But Flawless, let me ask you this. So similar to Veggie, it's like you're kind of on and off with Street Fighter 5, but you've kind of looked at this game with a very positive attitude, and you've hit the ground running, right? correct me if I'm wrong, you went to every trade show that showed SF6. Is that right? You missed maybe one.
Yeah, almost. I mean, I went to maybe 3. So I went Paris. I played it there. That was like a very early build. I went to
EGX. You were there.
EGX, yeah, of course, at London, and then in Birmingham there was Versus Fight, and they had a build there. So yeah, I was just kind of traveling around, getting some content, you know, trying to bring it to the people. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the game. You know, 5, there was a lot of issues I had with it, like you know, just the neutral mainly. It was quite clunky, I felt, and I feel like this game's fixed a lot of those issues. Feels way more clean to play, and it kind of is reignited that spark I had for SF4 slightly. So you know, I thought, let me, you know, join the content train, try and you know, make the most of it, and just yeah, see where it goes.
So did this kind of reinvigorated, like, you know, energy to come and play the game? Is that what helped spark the content creation as well? Because you, when you came back, you just started making content as well. It kind of worked in tandem with each other, and you've been getting some pretty good numbers. I got to say, so I'm actually happy for you that you're getting these numbers. So
yeah, I appreciate it, man. I was just it wasn't necessarily the plan. It was just, I don't know, I love Street Fighter. I saw the new game was coming out, and me and my friends were talking about it. We thought, you know what, why not? And yeah, I mean, I took a break from 5 because I was doing other stuff, so it's not like I was just, it's just I didn't like the game. There was other stuff that come up in my life that, you know, I took priority over it. Part of it was that I wasn't enjoying it as much as 4. And now obviously I've got that stuff a bit more settled, and 6 is coming out. It's just kind of all kind of aligned, and you know, it made me think, let me just you know, play as much as possible, and yeah, try and make the most of it.
Nah, I respect it.
Good.
ISTD, are there any other characters that interest you outside of Gal? Because I know you play multiple characters in any game you touch, so I'm pretty sure there's probably 3 or 4 that interest you, maybe.
Yeah, there's a sorry, that's on my head. Yeah, there is that, like, because I've played Gal already, it's kind of like, I want to play him the next beta test, and then probably the day one I'll use, like, I want to try out DJ, Cammy, or Zangief. They're the 3 I want to try out. But because we're going to play the beta test on day one, I don't really want to play Gal because I played him quite a bit, do you know what I mean? So I think DJ will be the one I played day one. He looks really fun to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, new, and I think his damage output's ridiculous, and it'll be fun to play him.
Okay.
Probably got some good taunts as well.
So let me ask you both this, because you've both mentioned playing as much as you can, and ISD, you bring up a good point. I was like, you've already played Gal. Flawless, have you ever like felt you've seen too much of the game before it's come out? If that makes sense, because again, we've seen this game for about over a year now, and it's not out. Do you feel you've seen or been exposed to too much?
Do you mean, am I bored of it in that sense?
Has it diminished your excitement?
I wouldn't say so, no. If anything, it's just gradually been building and building and building, and I think Capcom have done a great job of kind of, you know, building that excitement just in the run up, you know, the marketing, and you know, the characters being dropped in the timely fashion they have, and then, you know, the beta coming out just before the game's launched, and now, you know, I just think it's only gotten higher, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. IST, what about you? Are you feeling like energized, or are you kind of feeling
Always
like
energized. I can't wait till this game releases. It's like it's been a long time because of what's happened when we haven't been able to compete for many years.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, life's changed, and there's people I haven't seen for like nearly 4 years and stuff like that. Now I just want to get back traveling and competing and get back to like what I used to do. So it's been a kind of like it's been waiting for it. You know, I'm coming from for a long time, and there's so much to it, the game. So I just can't wait to like do it again. Yeah, it's yeah. Apart from the Gal situation, I just want to see what they do to him. But yeah, I'm always hyped for this, even more because of what they've done to the game. It's like it's endless what they could do in the battle hub and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I kind of thought about it, like someone could win like a CPT or something, and then when they can go into the battle hub, they'll be on the, like, you know, that little screen.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's got the screen.
Right.
But how sick would that be? Like the champions and stuff like that, you go down and it's all changed. Or maybe at Christmas they get some decorations up or something.
That's an idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be really
it.
good. I can't wait to the game. It's just gonna. I think it's just gonna change fighting games because it's so good what they've done to it.
Here's hoping indeed. But yes, gentlemen, that concludes our time with the pre-match interview. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we can get these two in the ring so they can play this first to 10, because I know some people have been dying to see the game. What's up? You want to say one more thing?
I've only played the. My Ryu's alright.
While he's making excuses, we're going to take our 5-minute break. We're going to see you in a couple minutes. Don't worry.
Red Bull Kumite, South Africa, on Street Fighter 6. Who is next? Get your tickets now.
Brace yourself! Useless! Take horse! Dynamite! Get ready! Jackhammer! It's time to get serious! This is your last ride! Let's go! My beautiful body is built better!
I call upon you, great wind. Toino Ikonoi, spirit of the wind. Let yourself become one with it. Good stuff! Wings! Go! Here we go! Just for you! Here I go! The voice of the spirit, only I can hear it.
But not the one we're looking for. Another mission awaits.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Capcom Fighters. It sets the first to 10 series, and tonight we're gonna have a very, very good demo showcase. Once again, we have on the other side, we have Ryu, and on the other side, we have Luke. And we got two strong players. ImStillDaDaddy and Flawless Deku. And I can't wait to see how this goes. I want to see some Luke action from Flawless Deku tonight. How about you, Viggy?
I think when I've seen like the Twitter highlights from both players playing the demo, and I think it's gonna be. I have a feeling that Flawless is going to be the one that lands the optimal combos most of the time. And I'm really excited to see if that's the case, and then we will be able to kind of like see exactly how good that drive efficient combo system will be for Luke.
Yeah.
And when it comes, as I mentioned earlier, watching ImStillDaDaddy on Ryu is going to be interesting because he will have like that Guile-esque take maybe on it. So we'll see how that works out. I'm just excited to see the match.
Let's go.
Getting right into it now, and we're just waiting for our friend Jammers to join in.
Yeah. Oh, well, drive rush though already. Okay, go slow. Let's see, already. What were we talking about in the interview phase? Already. And look, Flawless Deku is already down to a bar, but he's about to build it back to 2 bars there.
Yeah.
They're like green on the screen, man. You don't want that perfect parry. Hello.
It is the perfect training against the CPU as well for just that, because you just get used to parrying at that timing, right? Setting the bar, it's gonna be big.
Out on the meter.
And he's getting the level 1. No, he did the full charge. Could have killed with the level 1 there, but I'm guessing maybe he was a bit worried.
This is big, and again, he's not going to delay. Actually, he's actually slowed down the process of the burnout recovery here for Flawless Deku. Misses Solar Plexus, meets there. ImStillDaDaddy.
The DP. ImStillDaDaddy just looking for that moment. He was thinking Flawless Deku would throw the fireball, but it never came. They were both close to
dude.
Okay.
It's like, they're like, getting released from the traffic lights. They're like, green means go, baby.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because already we're seeing ImStillDaDaddy. He's initiating mix-ups by doing a raw drive rush in and strike throw, but Flawless Deku's had a couple of successful perfect parries already. Is that volcanic blaster? He's going to hit.
I didn't even know you could do that. So I was like,
I'm learning so much, man. Let's go.
Watch out for the anti-air though, because people are looking to jump out of the corner because they just don't want to deal with it. That is no punish,
nice
but
spacing. Yeah, nice spacing on the donkey.
But now though, ImStillDaDaddy, if he does not overextend, he can get use out of this burnout, but he's kind of burning himself out as well. There's that chip damage.
Dude, coming in hot and heavy with the drive rush once again.
He's about to lose it as well. Flawless Deku is about to replenish his drive gauge. That's the round.
Looks so good. There it is.
There you go. Game 1 already. The sparks have been flying. Drive impacts, perfect parries, anti-airs. We're getting a lot.
I was just gonna say, is it just me or was that really fast?
Yo, look at that. That was an optimal combo. And that was from the back hard punch, right? Is that back hard punch?
Back heavy punch into the counter conversion. Enough for new combo.
Drive rush into low kick. I like that. I like that from the daddy.
Pressure being applied here. Gets the wolf splat. Gonna make it count. He can't do a Shoryuken because he went for the heavy Tatsu instead there. I'm not sure if we can get a full conversion, but already goes to burnout. He put himself in burnout, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Cancelled.
That was such a great buffer. What a great buffer. And now ImStillDaDaddy is also in burnout. Flawless will recover faster. They're both kind of in that zone where it starts to get dangerous for the chip. Another one. Gets interrupted. No conversion, and the crouching leading kick is there to catch.
That was a great answer from ImStillDaDaddy.
I'm surprised Flawless didn't cancel the jab into light flash knuckle there. He had to confirm there, but second pressure being applied.
Lots of lights from ImStillDaDaddy on the block strings, I feel.
I think he's trying to catch him walking backwards or just check him in general. Or it might be harder to perfect parry. It might be harder to perfect parry lights. I could be wrong.
See what happens. He's going for the Oki consistently from that Tatsu. I really like that from ImStillDaDady. He clearly has a game plan for the mid-screen Tatsu.
And it's important for ImStillDaDady now to try to get Flawless also into that drive. The burnout state is not going to make it happen. He's already at 3+. And keeps going in.
He was definitely on the ropes there with the burnout.
Sorry,
Jammers. Okay, then what I want to say is like, it is that thing that where you kind of tempted to overextend when they're in burnout, but you also need to remember that they can still play, but you have to make something happen, right? So it's that situation that we need a lot of time to get used to. What do you actually do when the opponent is burned out?
That counter hit confirmed is so clean from Flawless Deku right now.
He's going to go into Pale Rider. So it's not going to put ISDD in burnout, but it's going to allow him to replenish his drive gauge and put him in the lead in terms of recovery. There it is.
gets one more bar there. Very nice.
That could have been punished.
No, I think that was the great spacing. Yeah, if you space it really far, it is rough to punish. That might have been close enough for a punish, but when you come from far, it is difficult. What a nice move punish.
That was footsies, ladies
So
and
what,
gentlemen.
Reggie, you saying from a certain range, you can't punish his stand fifth?
I mean, it is negative like 4 or something on block, but it was, we tested it extensively, and from quite a few ranges, Ryu's jab would not punish the standing heavy punch
okay,
from far.
okay.
Yeah.
At that range, it looked punishable. It was my mistake. I know
that
pushback
might
in this
have been
game
the range,
works.
yeah.
Pushback works differently in this game than it did in 5. So
Look at this round from ImStillDaDaddy though.
Cancelled.
Yo, nice reaction from Flawless Deku, and he is burnt out, man. It needs to take a sip and just lean back and relax.
no cross-cut opportunity there from ISTD. Anti-air, watch out for the drive impact. There it is. There's a stun.
Oh, lights out, baby.
Now, is this unskilled damage? It looks like it. That looked a little bit scaled.
1, alright.
One there.
Just get some extra damage.
Nice.
Now
That
though.
fierce.
Here's the throw loop. What's it gonna be? Backs off. 9+ frames.
He's got to be careful of a drive impact or a perfect
Yeah.
parry coming from Flawless Deku again. Puts himself in burnout and the back fist. It keeps getting him. He forces the mix-up to get the frame advantage to go for the throw. And that's what I've seen Daigo been doing on the stream as well. This is what's catching people out, at least for now anyway.
I want to also say that Flawless Deku has been consistently using that back fierce to bait out because he has that slight reel back. I've never seen any Luke player use that as consistently so far.
It's been really good, and there's the wake up and almost getting into that burnout. Is he going to try to force it? Just one more block now. Oh, the
Nice answer, yeah.
You know, he's building it back up. Gets the conversion. ImStillDaDaddy still at the plus
lose
frames.
it.
Good choice.
Nice, yeah. I agree, that was a very good choice. It's even better that it hit, kind of.
Yeah, but now the
adding
level
block.
3 is a threat. The level 3 from
definitely
Flawless
is.
Deku's a threat, and the stun's there. Denjin charge.
Did I really believe?
Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's right. When you do the combo, it's just going to replenish automatically because you got stunned. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. Both of these guys got to be careful. No anti-air.
That's confirmed. It's a great confirm of the second hit there, yeah.
Yeah, and like because he had the Denjin charge, like he has extended time because it sets you up for a juggle state.
Oh, now he spent the level 3, and remember when we spoke to Phenom and Veggie last week, Phenom said it's best to conserve your level 3 because that's when all your combo opportunities unlock. That's when you get the most flexibility. But when you do spend it and your opponent saved it, you're in trouble.
With punish from ImStillDaDaddy.
Nice interruption from Flawless Deku. The trade. I love how we're trading mediums and heavies again. It's good stuff.
It's a mid-screen slugfest.
Oh, nice check.
Interruption. Beautiful.
That's punished, yeah, because the pushback was reduced because of the parry, and you can hold it. It replenishes crazy amount of drive gauge.
We're already seeing so much clever usage of the game mechanics.
That's it. He's
That
done.
with punish because of the driver slowdown. He could see the whip and then confirm into it afterwards.
Oh.
That's, yeah. I wasn't doing too bad, I don't think.
Just the damage, mate.
GG. But can I hear us then now?
Sounds like it. I can hear myself. So.
Oh, hold on, you're going to battle. Right, okay.
go this one, right?
These guys are the best.
This is really good. This is the perfect. Like after every 3 games like this, that's perfect.
I love these guys. I just want to say that.
That was perfect.
Just so we're clear, I love these gentlemen.
My man said, "Can they hear us?"
It was so good. It was like a comedy series. It was so good. The comedic timing on that, you know, which
you mean a bad
Do you know them?
a good sitcom. It was like the Office vibe.
Do you know them weird elevator scenes? You're like, so
Yeah. It's like
how's it going?
So, can you hear us?
Nice weather outside.
All right. Anyway,
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the demo, so it's going to be 3 games and then we go reset. So in between, you're going to hear the awkward silence a fair bit. Look forward to it. All right. Nice conversion there from Flawless.
Yeah, and I really like his use of the back heavy punch. I did not know it was that strong to use just in the block strings. That's a lot of damage.
Then he's done. Yeah. We haven't really seen a wake-up Shoryuken from ISTD yet,
No.
obviously when he's had the opportunity, but when your opponent's really outdoing you in different aspects of the neutral, do you want to like spend those 2 bars to risk putting yourself in burnout and losing?
I like it. That's how I feel you should use the parry on defense to make that a throw like,
all the way.
yeah, just like force them to be afraid. Make them afraid.
Well, I think parry feels more dangerous on wake up than it does in a string, though.
Yeah, for sure. Because if they just decided to throw, it's kind of, you lose a lot of damage. Oh, what a sweet, beautiful timing. Gets the conversion again. Needs to get some space from the corner and Flawless Deku with the right read again. He has to drive it back.
Deku's looking good here.
Yeah, he's absolutely gonna be ready.
That's done. Yeah, it's done. That's the game. That's the game. Yeah, he's done. Pale Rider. Oh no, he's gonna do Eraser instead. Gonna close it out with a nice little zoom in on the camera. Don't even need it.
Dude, that's such a cool super. Can we just agree on that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course it is.
definitely. Beast mode, baby! Of course. But I just want to say, like, level 1 and level 2 super are kind of easy to land from that combo, but you need to master the timing for level 3. So when you don't need level 3, it's definitely, even for the last round, just go for the level 1 or level 2. So
Exactly, because level 3 has that. Yeah, level 3 has that forward momentum. He, takes a lunge forward, so it's different timing for sure.
you need to have the flash knuckle in the air needs to kind of connect as you're landing for you to get the conversion there.
Oh, interesting trade there.
I would like to see ISTD explore a little bit more of reuse options with the buttons. I feel like he's kind of using a strict amount of buttons. Kind of open it up just a little bit there.
You mean he's kind of limiting himself?
Yeah, because he's obviously using crouch light kick a lot, crouch medium kick, stand fist. I know he's tried to use solar plexus, but hasn't quite worked out. Good throw there. Watch out for the reversal, it might come soon. Oh, he thought it was a counter hit.
Yeah, that was big.
Heavy punish, baby.
Ooh, but no perfect. Yeah, no perfect, but gets the throw anyway, so.
This is looking really strong here from Flawless Deku at the moment. Raw jump, but there you go. Drive rush in, and he was able to get the anti-air, and then he goes for another pressure sequence. Good bait. I'm not sure if he wanted to do that.
Crucial drop from ImStillDaDaddy.
Oh, he missed his level 2 flash knuckle there. Look at the pushback on that. That was insane.
Yeah, so you do stand first to heavy sandblast, and it's not going to be punishable on block, and it's going to need, you can drive impact, their drum impact if they do it, so they need to do a perfect parry to get a punish from that.
Okay, so that's a specific thing to counter, of course. ICD has the burnout, or sorry, the drive meet and lead at the moment. Good anti-air, that's it, punish counter, but he risked it. He falls in the corner.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of hard to recognize the spacing on the stages at this point in the game. I do miss that myself a lot.
Watch out, he's got to back away. He has to back away, but he's not going to. He's not going to back away.
Like the characters are different size compared to Street Fighter V. Like the camera angle is a slightly, zoomed in. So like I totally understand like how they can't tell when the screen is at its end.
Look, we're seeing Flawless Deku interrupt after normal parrying the overhead from the drive rush, but I think ImStillDaDaddy needs to remember that he's still plus frames, because unless it is a perfect parry, the frames don't change, right? And when you do a drive rush overhead, you're still plus on block.
Oh, stun, that's not looking good as well. Full combo into level 1, he doesn't even probably need it. He's going to do the perfect level 2, get the juggle, the jumping medium punch into the air flash knuckle. And he's trying to look to get a 6-game lead here tonight, Flawless Deku.
And he started to implement the parries now in the Fireball game.
Another perfect charge there.
Punish counter. He can't get thrown again after this. This is. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, it is not easy. It is tricky. But it is. I feel like it's visually confirmable if you got it or not. But it did look like he got it there, so that was that's one of those really rare scenarios, I think.
That's definitely something that, as a Luke main, you have to be aware of.
Oh, this is big. Is he? Not dead. He should be dead after this. He can just chip with level 1. Yeah. He can chip with level 1. I think the level 3 is too far for Ryu's to connect, so I think he's fine.
Dude, Luke's crouching medium punch is so good. He's gonna go for the chip. That's really smart from Flawless Deku. Beautiful. He's putting on a clinic.
Let's go.
6-0, get my ass kicked.
Yeah, let's go so far.
But this is fun. This is good. It's definitely different than a computer. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, we can't hear them, right? I'm having fun. Give me some games and we win. No, I'm joking. Right.
Wow.
That was great.
Do you know what?
Great insight.
Part of improving as a player is you need to be able to recognize when you're getting your ass beat. You gotta say it to yourself.
That's one way to put it.
You've got to. No, listen. I know so many delusional players that in denial. They're just like, damn. This mechanic is a bit. No, you're getting beat.
No, jammers. It's like, I don't need to watch my replays. I know exactly what I do.
That's the worst. Those people are the worst. Anyway. No, I got love for ISTD, honestly. with punish.
Oh, one with punish.
Burnout.
He's burned out now, though. If ImStillDaDaddy could get the corner somehow.
Oh goodness.
No, because it's
does
basically
have
one
a
throw
chance.
from the game unless he DPs, and he gets the throw.
He gets the corner. This is it. No, and he had it. It was so good. That was perfect, but he gets the quick anyway.
Hold on.
And he
I'm not
beat
sure
Deku.
about this. I'm not sure about this. Oh no!
He can
Watch out,
reset
Deku.
into drive impact. Oh,
There you go.
He went for the parry and he used up his drive.
But the thing is, I don't know if he's doing the parry intentionally as a bait. I don't know
I
if
think
he's
he
doing.
wanted to run there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I want to ask that.
No, I think he wanted to run and didn't realize that he would not have enough drive moves
That's how I felt as
cancel the
well.
parry into the run there.
Kind of deer in headlights moment.
He doesn't get the level 2
Yeah.
light flash knuckle there, so you can't get the corner combo because Flawless Deku has been incredibly consistent with all his combos with Luke thus far. Punish counter, drive impact, let's go. Is he going to spend it?
Definitely think.
Okay,
He
nice
is.
screen
Nice.
carry.
Right, and
I like it. I like it.
he's going to get more of his drive gauge back because he hasn't gone to burnout yet, and he's freezed the recovery time on Luke's drive gauge here, but he can't throw a fireball, not from there. Yeah, he's not from there.
Dude, I love how Ryu is just like,
Stun!
what's up? Get up.
Oh, it's not ready, boy. With level 3, he must have been thinking about it.
What did he do?
Oh no, I'm not sure about that combo there,
Oh, he
but
got it.
it doesn't matter.
Wake up super. What's it gonna be?
He's still
Next
got-
fireball there.
He's got
I did it. He's so close to death.
Oh, he tried a
Nice
wall
one,
jump, and it didn't work. I think he did the wrong combo when he got the Denjin charge. I literally think he did the wrong combo.
Dude, and they both started with drive rush.
I mean, this game's going to be crazy from the jump. But okay, goes for the arbitrary sweep. It worked out.
You're gonna do the back heavy press? Try the back heavy press this sweep. This is gonna be the return to like the comeback start.
That drive gauge consumption was insane. Look at
This is
that.
so good.
He's still
It's not really
cross-cut, though.
Okay, this is a great chance for ImStillDaDaddy to get a game in.
Yeah, but he's got to
Once again.
watch out for these, man. The super's still a threat. Level 1, level 2, hey, even level 3 if he wants to spend it.
Burn himself out there though.
Oh, that's not okay. He's lucky now, but he's liable to get chipped. That's stun. Yeah, that's stun. Oh, that stun is dead.
He got
Oh, he's dead.
boosted from
That's dead.
mid-screen, baby.
Man,
Oh, goodness gracious.
that was nuts. And you know what? You just when you think you've recovered from the block stun of drive impact, you just get put on the wall.
Dude, it feels so bad.
Stand medium kick, try and get him out there. Goes to the forward medium kick as well, but he gets whip punch, the crouch and medium punch. Gonna go juggle again into the air flash knuckle here. He's flawless. That's
for
gonna
the
I
full
think he's
charge,
dead.
yeah.
Oh no, he missed it. Check, that's done.
That's what we're saying with like, look, he's so drive efficient when you land combos. In the corner, you don't even, you just use the air combo instead. Oh, nice. Into that.
Just straight up answers to everything. He came to the test prepared.
Well, listen,
He understood.
look, he has
Nice
been
challenge.
loving. He's been loving every time he gets to play the game. Obviously, he got to play the full game early and do content on it, and he's been rinsing this demo with Luke. So he's really
Obviously,
enjoying it. You can
just-
see it in his gameplay how much fun he's having. Flawless.
And also, like, he just, he's showing some great analytical insight.
Nice with punish.
But and
Good
do you know what?
question.
He's comfortable putting himself in burnout. I kind of like that. I know I think burnout's detrimental. It might not be as detrimental as I initially thought it was, but he feels comfortable putting himself in burnout. So.
I think it really depends on where you are at the screen. As long as you are on the offense and you have at least half a screen behind you, I think right now, don't quote me on it 6 months down, but I'm thinking it might be something worth doing.
Walking away here. Okay, he can no longer get chipped, but he's about to build level 3. If he can get a drive impact here, that's not chip.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that's
do you know
not
what? He
chip.
tried to stop him from moving. That's fine. Oh, wow, this is big. This is huge.
That was a conversion.
Absolutely massive.
That was a
And that's
conversion.
it. That's the round. That's the, it has to be the round.
For the CA.
There you go.
Let's go!
He didn't even want to mess around with it. I'm not sure if level 2, the Shin Hashirage, could have done it, but he's not playing around. So he uses the level 3, and it kind of at tantamount meter in terms of super anyway. Let's see what happens here.
Nice with punish. That looks so late, but it's still connected as a whip punish.
All the
Trap in the
flash
corner.
knuckles in the same combo, baby.
Throw. He tried to parry there and it said counter hit. No, he missed it. Confirmed.
Unfortunately.
This is
Punish.
huge. Go again. One more time.
The charge there.
He's looking for it. He's definitely looking for that.
Oh, he went for the Devastator once again. The back fears.
He really wants to burn him out. Gets burned out
Yeah.
himself. The
Good
both
choice.
are burned out
Burned
now.
out.
Yeah, but only one of them can throw fireballs comfortably. The other one can't. That might miss. Yeah, that might miss.
It only works in some angles as an anti-air.
Dude, that's that medium kick. It's so good. It's still good. It was good in 5. It's still good in 6, baby.
It's one of the greatest control moves. It's so strong.
Well, stand medium kicks in general from these two are pretty damn good, but it's 8-0 at the moment here in this SF6 demo.
Deku putting in the work.
He's about to put himself in burnout again, but he's probably looking for that whiff punish. He needs to get that combo first. Heavy flash
time.
Ooh. Still looking for it. No, that's a counter hit, but he wasn't ready to convert. Hashigeki is safe from block. There's a back throw.
Don't let him out of the corner now.
No, you can't.
It's gotta be big.
Parry, nice work.
Yeah, and then you build back so much drive bar when you parry and get the throw.
To counter the drive impact there.
This is insane. Is he looking to make it 9-0 here? Or ICD turn this around? Misses his throw. He's trying to snuff it out. Because when you do drive rush throw, you cause that mix-up. And that... Wait, what the... That looked like that was going to lose, but it didn't.
Dude, that hurt. That even looked like hurts to look at it.
Just jab checking here. Pressure being applied again. He doesn't know what to do after that. Yeah, he just takes it. And I've seen Daigo been successful with that as well. This is huge. And he could have got more. And that's a good choice. He saw the startup of drive impact. He said level 3. Let's get that.
Almost out of the burnout, yeah. I'm not really sure what Oki. I think it's a button Oki.
Okay.
I'm not really sure actually. I know you can like drive rush Oki with the button.
Plenty of HP.
Let's go!
No, he missed it.
He dropped it again.
He missed it.
And that was heartbreaking. That was honestly heartbreaking.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, thanks for playing,
Well,
buddy.
looking good, Sean. What's going on, mate?
So I'm having fun. I've only played against the computer. It's all good. You got a strong loot, man.
Yeah, there's a chance.
What was the score? 9-1.
9-0, mate.
Getting blown out of the water right now. I'm not ready to play, boy. This is good. I've been playing alright, I thought. I've been playing alright. Alright, let's go. Hopefully try and get that one win right now.
Oh, man, that was brilliant.
Amazing. Is it 9-1?
Sorry.
That was so good.
Oh, did he put on modern controls?
Yes, it did.
Really? Hello?
This is the... Okay, maybe she...
Do you know what? That's a question.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is the last hurrah.
So that's a question I'd really like to ask the people behind CPT. Are you allowed to change your control scheme during?
Now that's something that's definitely...
I imagine you would be, but...
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, no, he didn't do it on purpose. Right, you sold me a dream. I was about to come up with hypotheticals and theory, create more turbulence on Twitter, and you ruined it.
This is amazing. We were like, is this some secret strategy at the precipice?
Man, you ruined it.
We're looking for that reverse 10-0 with the modern controllers. It was, dude.
There goes my damn Twitter clout down the window. No, I'm kidding. I'm playing with you. Good shot.
Nice. I was waiting for it.
Okay, hello.
Oh, very good. Yes, that corner carry.
Green means go, baby.
Drive impact. Now, is he
He
gonna?
really good timing on that drive impact.
I think he knows when Flawless wants to overextend, but again, I think the drive impact. I think it's been 50-50. Sometimes it's got him out of trouble. Sometimes it's got him into more trouble. And he can't
This
TP
loop
here.
damage is enough to turn the tables.
And all those buttons unblocked there, building a bit of that drive gauge back while depleting ImStillDaDaddy.
So clean. Hello.
And he can
He's gonna
throw
go for the level 2. No, he's gonna go for a safe jump.
He dropped the timing, so would definitely have done if he could. Okay, so they're both playing close to death. ImStillDaDaddy overextending. I think he wanted the super. That was too late though. It looked like he wanted the super.
Well, the thing is,
too late as well,
isn't with both these characters when they super too close, the fireball's going to hit them, so they lose their level 1. So
yes, but you're more likely to be able to do it with Luke. I feel.
Nice tech.
Level 1 is really good. As long as it's just not point blank close, you will get that level 1.
Back throw. It said counter hit, not punish counter. So. Nice punish counter there with the stand medium kick. Oh, he's getting him now. He's throwing everything in the kitchen sink.
Barrage.
And if he can
bringing out all the...
I thought he was trying to goad him into doing a drive impact there, but he didn't. That's level 3. It's coming. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the round.
If this is not gonna kill, it's gonna set him up in a terrible situation.
Well, he's got to watch out for reuse level 3, so let's find out what happens. Oh, and he got him! That's the only time he's gone into Avenger, into the overhead follow-up, and this is set point here for Flawless Deku.
You can actually set that. You can set that flip as a safe way on Oki as well, which is really interesting.
Okay. Couldn't really do that.
Oh, I had no idea you could do driver's crouching mini punch counter it into the standing heavy punch. That's really good.
Okay, good choice. I like this. Good choice. It doesn't do much in terms of the drive gauge, but at least he gets the life lead. If he can hold this, is fine.
What's wrong? Get up!
Oh, did he do Hashigeki there to bait something?
Yeah, I definitely did. Not sure why. It's working out for him now, though.
Here comes the Oki.
Tatsu
Careful.
Chase down! That's huge! He can't get the level 1.
Did not need to drop that. Now be careful, Flawless Deku might be looking for that one secret jump in. He's chasing him down.
Oh no.
He's chasing him down.
Oh no, this is huge.
He smells the blood. He smells the blood.
And he
in the
can't
water.
DP either.
I can't hear anyone. My sound went out.
The cross cut. Oh no. This is big.
Hold on. It's gonna be over soon, bro.
Oh no, they can't. Wait, hold on. That Hashigeki should have had more frame advantage, right? Yeah, there you go.
He got it. We're in the game, baby.
This is where the journey begins. The journey to reverse 10-0.
Dude, that was so poetic.
He got 1. He's the champion of tonight. I'd be the champion.
He asked if it's 9-1. Now it truly is 9-1.
There we go.
Okay, nice punish.
Ooh, well, drops.
Drive impact. He's not near the wall.
Not really.
Oh yeah, so when Ryu does it, it doesn't work. When Luke does it, it's fine. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is.
Oh, not ready with a DP. And you know, Ryu's crouching in push is not really that good to anti-air with, so...
Drive
the
impact.
charge he's gonna do, yeah, there you go. The neutral jump. This time he's gonna go for a lot more damage.
He's going for EX Tatsu all the time, though. I don't necessarily agree with that. He's putting himself in burnout. It's a huge deficit. Because the thing is, if you put yourself in burnout after a stun combo, you're done anyway. Don't worry about it. He's done.
He is done this round. He's absolutely done.
That didn't even... Oh, it did combo before he dropped it. There you go.
Oh, well. Who's counting?
Well, someone is. Set point here, though. Flawless Deku again. Puts it to the corner. There's that back hard punch. For the throw bait. This is huge. Forward back throw.
Nice. That's so good.
Clutch black.
Watch out for the DP. Oh, he's coming
don't let him out of the corner now. He doesn't want to be hit to be burnt out. There it is.
This is big.
Be careful, though. He has supers, yeah.
And the stun. He can kill. That's going to be the round. That should be the round. And he didn't do it. He thought he had level 3. I bet he thought he had level 3. Oh no.
I think he's a little bit afraid of dropping again, but he gets the standing mini kick there. I mean, he has lost rounds with half-life after whiffing that, but it's working out. Adjusting the spacing, maybe. Is he gonna get that second game in?
Rush in.
Where is going?
I think ISTD should try and backdash more after these drive rush into buttons. I haven't seen enough people do that. Because obviously to avoid the strike throw game, but gets a forward throw, that's fine. He's going to put himself in burnout though if he's not careful. Unless he can get this level 3.
Oh, big whip on it.
Somebody's got to get level 3.
He is definitely getting burned out here. Oh yeah, there it is.
He might have to wake up level 3. That's the only thing I can see at this point. There it is. Right, fantastic choice because he's going to put Flawless in burnout here, and he's going to probably have about another 5 to 7 seconds to wait before ISTD replenishes his full drive gauge. He's got to wait. He's got to wait this one out. He has to wait this one out.
This is
and
so
ISTD has to be so careful about the fireball because that level 3 is just like, it is such a great anti-fireball move. It's really dangerous.
That should be the round.
Patience wins the game.
Oh, he blocked it! He blocked it! Oh, I thought he blocked it! I legit thought he blocked it, but that's the game!
He didn't jump after!
I just died in your arms tonight.
Oh my god, that was brilliant. What a weird ending, but it was funny regardless because I legit thought he blocked it and then he jumped back. But let me see those GGs in the chat. Flawless Deku takes it. SF6 content creators prevail over all. Remember, his 90 minutes of footage, it will allow him to win the $1 million at Capcom Cup. And playing the demo as well. That's all I'm going to say. But now this was fantastic to watch from Flawless Deku's end. That was probably some of the most optimal Luke I have seen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that gameplay as well. I think he showed every mechanic under the sun outside of drive reversal.
And every normal.
Yeah, I think he literally did everything to a T. Someone's definitely been having a good time on that demo there. You can download the demo yourself until the beta comes out this Friday. We're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're gonna hear, what do the kids call it these days? Copium?
Yeah.
The cope? Coping?
Maybe.
Whatever it's called. We're going to talk to Flawless Deku and ISTD after the break. We'll catch you in about 5 minutes.
Red Bull Kumite, South Africa, on Street Fighter 6. Who is next? Get your tickets now.
space-time distortions. They're still puking out dinosaurs all over the planet.
So, Bikitoa Island's been sealed up for 3 years, and Ibius won't own up to Leviathan's malfunction?
Can you address the reports of exofighter patrols on the island?
Reports of exofighter patrols are simply untrue. IBS is committing all possible resources to the investigation.
Exercise results logged. Sunsetting temporal instance.
Come on back. Drinks on me.
There are hundreds of exofighters running around out there. Everyone's armed, and nobody knows what'll happen next. 1 minute, they could be helping you. The next minute, they're shooting you in the back.
You need to keep fighting until we can figure out how to destroy the Leviathan. It's trying to build stronger exosuits, so it's pulling any exofighter it can get hold of back in time to these bloody war games.
Like it or not, the exosuit's keeping his alive out there.
But the more we use it, the more it helps Leviathan.
Well, that's not an option.
One way or another.
Valued team members, prepare for dimensional integration in 10 minutes.
You stay alive, man. Only you.
If you give an AI like Leviathan the directive, improve our exosuits, it has to complete. It doesn't matter whether that takes 100 tries, million, all for the perfect suit.
More than that.
But at least do me the courtesy of looking me in the face whilst you do it.
Okay, pinky, forefinger, back to middle, full wrist articulation. Then we do it in reverse. Begin.
What the hell are you guys doing?
It's a secret robot handshake.
Good morning, Victoria.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Flawless Deku and ISTD. If you are just joining us, the set is done. The scoreline is at the bottom, and that's very rude of production because they didn't even learn to count properly. That is incredibly insulting of production. Damn.
Sorry,
all right.
not much difference.
Anyway, it was good to have these guys on. But yes, Flawless. Congratulations on winning that. Looks like you've been putting in a lot of work with that, Luke. You did say Luke was a very strong character for what you've been seeing and witnessing. Let me ask you this: is Luke going to be part of your repertoire of characters come the final build, or is it just satiating your hunger until the full game comes out?
I don't know, man. I started playing him in the demo literally because obviously it's the only option, and Ryan's a bit boring, so I thought let me learn Luke. But I was playing Kim in the beta, and I really liked her, but I don't know, he's so good, man. He does feel really good. Like, his buttons are really good. Zoning game obviously is a nice touch. A lot of damage as well, so I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I've got a few characters on my eye, so.
Okay, now I think Olvar had a question regarding one of Luke's tools. Was that right?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you personally, how do you feel about the back fears? I think the Devastator, which was like a V skill in Street Fighter V. You seem to use that way more than other Lukes I've seen. So like,
yeah,
talk to me about it.
I think it's really, really good. Obviously, it's minus, but you can drive rush it, so cancel it. So if you got a lot of bar, you can like do it. If they get hit, they take 50%. If they block it, okay, well, you're in another mix-up. And you can do it again, or you can throw. So it's really strong. The main reason is because it's a hard star as well. So if they tech, they're eating a lot of damage. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, when you put them in block stun with drive rush normals, like crouch medium punch after drive rush, you plus a lot. You can do it there. After jab, you can do it there. Basically a 50-50. So yeah, I think it's worth using.
Okay, interesting. Now, ISTD, unfortunate about that result.
My Ryu's trash. I was going to say it before. I'm just here for fun.
Sorry, to be fair, yeah, Sean plays Guile, so,
it was good because this is my first human I played against, and it was actually fun. I'm not salty that I lost or nothing because I actually kind of thought that I was going to go that way. Like, Luke's very strong, man.
Now, I wanted to ask you, what happened at the end there? We thought you blocked and then you held up.
I thought it was a grab, man. I tried jump. I didn't know that you could block that. That's why I didn't
CPU level 8 doesn't do that, that's why.
No. Do you know what? He did do a random ultra on me the other day, but then I did my one and it didn't hit. But like, I was just getting into the groove at the end, man. That went too quick. I think it should be first to 3 in tournaments.
I think tournament should be first to 10.
Wait, so judging by that result, you think tournament should be first to 10?
I think it should be first to 10. Can't be random now, That's 10 games.
I mean, you had plenty of chances to make a redemption in that set there. But like, both of you, I'm going to ask you this. Flawless, we'll get it from your opinion first. You guys were going into Burnout relatively quickly a lot of the time. But it felt like you guys were, again, we're still experimenting, but you felt comfortable going into Burnout. Do you mind walking me through that process? Flawless, you first.
Yeah, sure. To be honest, I went into Burnout a bit more than I would intend to. Usually I like to do it like if it's going to be guess for game situation or it's going to kill them. But one thing, playing a computer is that, when you're playing someone else, obviously it's different because you're in block stun way more. I'm blocking a lot more normals. I'm blocking like hard punch into donkey kick, or whatever. And it's taking a lot of my drive gauge. So you're not like quite as accustomed to, I felt like I had more meter than I actually did a lot of times. So which is why I was putting myself in Burnout. But that's obviously just like, teething problems or whatever. I do think that you shouldn't put yourself in Burnout unless, the situations I mentioned earlier. It's just not worth it if you don't have a significant lead. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. ISTD, what about you? What was your reasonings for going into Burnout pretty quickly?
I want to run it back with Jordan when Gal comes out, man.
Let's do it. Hey, baby weekend.
You'll be able to do that.
The Burnout,
let's make it happen, man.
With the Burnout, to be honest, it's like, because I'm playing against the computer, I was realizing that with the medium donkey kick, I wasn't using it enough. You can take the OD meat away, but whatever the resource I was using, he was taking stuff off me anyway, do you know what I mean, with the pressure. Like, as you just see there, do you know where I'm coming from, but you get it back. I don't know, it's just the whole game. You can see it coming back and forward. I don't know. It's just like I'm just learning, innit? I've only played against the the demo, but with Guile, I kind of don't mind going in Burnout with Guile. Do you know what I mean? It's like because I can hold the defense. Yeah, so like I think I'm pretty used to doing it, if that makes any sense. But
no, that's fine. Again, like you said, we're all learning, and again, like some of us have played the demo more. Flawless has clearly been playing the demo day in and day out, which is fine.
He's got here and there, you know.
When he's in block out, he's good at reacting to the ultras and shit like that. He was good at keeping me at bay and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that was really good. I think one thing I really like what you're doing, ISDD, was initiating mix-ups at the start. You were doing raw dry rush into lows, throws, but then Flawless had a really good counter because I've said this to Flawless before, like even with the betas and when we played the demo at WASD back in April, I think it was. Like his perfect parry, his parry timing is phenomenal at this point in time, which is really good to see. I mean, like, do you see yourself doing that a bit more, like raw drive rush and just forcing mix-ups from knockdowns from any situation, ISDD, or is that something that's just?
Well, the thing was, is when you play against the computer, I can't shimmy him, and he was parrying. He was parrying when I was running up. So we had a few games before it started, and I noticed that he was parrying the run up. So I kind of like didn't do it against him. I was kind of trying to do it in the game, because he likes to parry there. So the computer doesn't do it. So it's all new to me playing someone like that level, and yeah, I was just learning it as it went along, but yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Actually, oh, go on.
Yeah, if Biggie doesn't have anything right now.
I'm just gonna ask ISDD why you picked Ryu in the demo. I mean, it's just a demo, so it doesn't really matter. But I would feel like because with Luke you have like the crouching heavy punch, you know, you have the anti-air normals, and normals are similar to Guile, I feel, but.
It was only when I got kind of called into this I started to go onto it and play it properly, and I wanted to do Jimmy proud, man. I wanted to do Jimmy proud. I know I got my one win, and it should have been 2 if I knew I could have blocked. But like, I wanted to do Jimmy proud, and I thought I'd play Ryu a little bit. I liked him. I don't know, but look, I'm not just saying it because I lost, and like I'm not obviously, but I'm just saying Luke is very, very, very strong, powerful, and I was getting hit with the heavy punch a lot. It's really quick.
Yeah, heavy punch is mad, bro.
Yeah, I think Ryu's still going to be really good. I'm not that great with him, but I think Ryu's still going to be good, man. I think he's going to be very good.
Okay, interesting. Overhaul, you go ahead.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask both of you guys. You both seem to have a very similar style in round start. You started usually with a drive rush. Do you feel like that's gonna be like something that's gonna be used a lot, or like a go-to option from the round start?
Nah, I think just at low level, because people are gonna be searching for it. You could easily. I was doing it because when we was playing, he was parrying straight at the beginning. But I think that you can just see it glow up, and unless the player's doing. You got to be quick with it. I think that if they run up from the beginning, you got priority to press a button, right? But they could press I don't know what button they could press. They could press a quick one. You never know. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a mix-up, like.
Yeah, I don't know the game at the beginning, but I would suppose that the player who's waiting for the drive rush should be able to counter it if they're on point every time from the beginning. But I'm not sure. If you get in there quick enough, it beats stuff. But I was running up because he was parrying, innit? But I've been doing it against the computer as well. I think it's going to be a thing people are going to start, like, catch you off guard, you know, in mid-round. They're just playing passive, and then they see how you play, and then the next round they might run up and do that, you know where I'm coming from. So you'll be cooking your buttons.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, where I see it is just neutral, isn't it? It's a mix-up. You can drive rush in, you can drive impact, you can dash, you can throw a fireball, you can, try and whiff punish. It's just like at the round start, it's just... Oh, it's the same mix-up. It's just a bit more focused on it because it's the countdown or whatnot. But I'm not sure if I just think drive rush is going to be used a lot in neutral. Right?
Yeah,
sometimes it'll be implemented at the round start. Sometimes it won't. It's more of a leveling thing. I think when we were doing it. So.
Yeah, even to get in buttons when they press it, when they're neutral, and then say you're holding parry. Sometimes when you do a button, it slows time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you can get in a whip punish.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be mad at top level. I think a few years down the line, this game's going to be played so differently from what we're playing now.
100%. Who knows? They might do what they did in Street Fighter 5. They might implement like second V skills, but in this case, they might add something new onto the gauge, or they might change the way burnout functions. I don't know.
V trigger comes back.
Do you know what? You stay there, right? Because Flawless, let me tell you this, right? Back in 2018. I made a joke with someone, and he said, "Do you think Mika's going to get a chair?" And I was like, don't ever say that. Lo and behold, look what happened.
Yeah,
her V-trigger was ejected. So you say that.
Yeah, but that was trash, so no one cares.
That V-trigger was pretty damn
It was kind of, was it? I stopped playing the game, so I don't know. But when I played it, it wasn't very good.
It was alright. It was alright. But no,
I don't.
There was one thing you were doing in the set there in particular. I was interested. You were doing stand face into heavy sandblaster. Now, Veggie was saying at a certain distance that's not punishable, and the pushback on that looked insane.
No, it's it's safe to drive impact, so it's pretty good. If it's a free, you can do it back if you see them do it. It's I'm not sure what it is on block. It's just nice poke. Obviously, if you confirm into drive rush, it's much better. But that's a safe ender as well. And then if it hits, then you can you have a little mix up as well. You can either whiff punish, or you can drive rush in, or you can jump if they're not expecting it. So it's just a pretty safe poke. Obviously, it's a hard normal as well, so a lot of blocks done. Yeah.
Do you think that finding how do I articulate this? The game's not even out yet. Drive impact safe strings. Do you think that's going to be vital in the long run?
Yeah, well, I think keeping your pressure safe to drive impact is going to be pretty important for sure. I think if they're looking for it, then obviously you kind of just you're pressing normals that you can cancel, so that if you see it, it's going to be like anti-airing. I say, like I can see it. Like you're pressuring, you see them jump, you anti-air. It's going to be the same thing, but with drive impact. Yeah, that's how I see it.
But then, if you kind of find these quote-unquote drive impact safe strings, I can only theorize that you might be open to a perfect parry, because I think Veggie was saying in that the stand fierce into heavy sandblast you're doing, you can perfect parry.
You can,
the timing of that's not particularly easy, at least at this point in time. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. And then obviously, it becomes, if you do the light one, then it's a true string, so you can't do that. And it's still safe, so it's just... like I said, I think perfect parry is going to be an answer to a lot of things later on down the line. But at this point, no one really knows. So
No, but again, it goes back to the argument we were saying before. It's like, look, a lot of things are being figured out pretty quickly, and some people being able to piece the stuff together just by looking at frame data online.
You can kind of,
it will be interesting.
Imagine what the game will look like down the line for sure. Yeah.
Now, there was something I wanted to ask you both beforehand, but I'll ask you this now. Well, ISTD, you sold us a dream because we thought you were actually going to change to modern controls, but you done it by accident, which is fine. But I wanted to get both of you guys' opinion on modern controls. ISTD, we'll start with you. Have you tried modern controls at all? Do you have any strong opinions about it?
Well, I tried it. I don't know. I think a top player could use them if they wanted to. I think they should be banned in tournaments, to be honest. I think it should be banned. It won't be too much of a problem to deal with it, but I don't know. I think you'll get a few good modern control players who just use it. I don't know.
Well,
didn't Justin Wong go on? He was going on like a 74 win streak with modern control.
Well, I mean, there's there's a 20% damage reduction. There's some other cons that come with it. I think you lose access to your mediums.
You lose access to specific moves.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'd love to agree with you now, but I haven't seen it in full effect in a CPT environment. Maybe when the game, when we actually get the game in competitive play, and if we get, say for example we had 10 tournaments, right? If maybe 7 of the tournaments a modern controller user won, and it looked too easy, maybe you're onto something strong here. But I don't know. We can only theorize.
I think if you ban hitbox, you have to ban modern controls.
Now that's kind of like
it's way more hacked than. The advantage it would give you is way more than a hitbox, right? So that's why it's kind of a bit. You got to keep consistent. I feel. I don't necessarily think it will be like, game breaking. You can't beat this player if they use modern controls. But there will be some obscure character or specialist who uses it and does some bits. But I don't know.
No, do you know what? That argument there. Again, I don't use hitbox, I don't use modern controls, but that looks more like a case you could present forward.
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of consistency, I'm not going to say I agree with you, Flawless, off the jump, because I can't bring in a good feasible argument because I don't use either. I don't see myself.
I just think if the logic they have for banning hitbox, it must apply to this as well. Is the way I see it. I don't know, but
okay. All right, do you want to make a point?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, that, I mean, so far, with Ryu and Luke, with Luke, you lose some of the best buttons for controlling.
Yeah.
So I feel like you lose some really big stuff by going into the modern controller, though, which might balance out the other things. Like Luke without steady mean kick would be significantly weaker, in my opinion.
I'd agree. Maybe like E-Honda or something.
Like
It's
Eve
just
or something,
like
man.
top tier, only with modern controls, you know? Who knows?
We'll have to see. Alvar, please, you wanted to make a point, so.
I just wanted to ask both players, like, depending on how modern controls will be established when the game is launched, do you think it's something that could be balanced by the damage reduction, so they could like add in more damage reduction, or do you think it's fundamentally so how would you say game breaking in sense that you can't really control it with the damage reduction? How do you think, Deku?
Well, I think that you would have to make the damage reduction so it's not worth using. What I do think is good for though is like as a set of stabilizers for someone that's learning the game who's a casual and they want to like progress from casual to like playing. I think it's a really good introduction. I like the way the World Tour's kind of incorporated it. That's the only experience I've had is from the World Tour and the demo playing modern controls. But obviously then you're going to have some tournament players that are going to try and exploit it if they can. So I think if you don't want to have it in tournament, then either you ban it or you make it so it's not worth using, So
yeah, kind of like a deterrent, because I was actually speaking to a friend who wants to get into SF6, and he's like, "Oh, modern controls is a good way," and I said, "Modern controls should be that stepping stone, that encouragement for you to want to learn the game properly."
Yeah,
because it's like if you give someone modern controls without telling them, "Oh, you're not actually doing as much damage as you should be," not everyone's going to jump on board to be able to go optimal. They just want to hit something and feel good.
Yeah, exactly. It does make it like, for example, my brother, he can only use one hand, but he's never been able to play Street Fighter before. Obviously, I love Street Fighter, so he's never been able to play with me. But when he's now he can finally do special moves. He can do uppercuts. He can do fireballs. You can actually play the game. So and he's like really excited to play World Tour mode. He likes creating characters and all of that stuff. So. I think for that it's great. It's just
think of it like that. That's definitely a really good idea.
Yeah, but
for
accessibility, for sure. It's just like kind of open up the game to so many more people. But I just think, obviously when it comes to competitive integrity, you got to balance these things, I guess. So
we'll see, because I was saying this to the guys before, and I've been saying this. Look, people at home watching, if you see any argument, debate, or discussion, I don't know what people call it on social media these days. Something happens on there. They all argue about something. Just tack on $2 million on the end of that argument. Because look, Flawless, I don't know if you agree, because I'm like, for me, I think a lot of these arguments wouldn't, not spiral out of control, but I wouldn't think they'd last for like a week if it wasn't
so much money on the line.
What they're playing for. It's like, okay, the argument would be there, but it'd be rehashed every 3 or 4 months. It wouldn't be right. We're arguing about this for a solid week. And it's like, okay, it's because there's a lot of things going on the line. Now imagine modern controller user wins the $1 million. Is that going to raise the modern controller issue? Then go back to your point. Well, if you're going to ban that, get rid of the hitbox, guys. What if a modern controller user on hitbox wins that? Well, there you go. You never know, but you don't know, because we obviously look. I slashed off 90% of the player base getting anywhere near that $1 million anyway. But there's a lot of hypotheticals as what if this was to happen.
But then it's like saying, I don't know, what if someone on pad won? People on pad have won, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like Capcom Cup or whatever. So, I don't know. If you saw like one case of it, it's just they happen to be on a controller. But if it's like everyone's using modern controllers,
then it's not unfair.
An advantage. No, but it's also like, I don't know. It's just. Maybe the way I see it is it's not how the game is meant to be played, which could be like the wrong way to look at it.
That could be a boomer mentality. That could be a boomer mentality.
But it's like. I don't know. It's just Street Fighter isn't meant to be you can press one button and uppercut. Like, let's face it, there's a reason why there's an input.
With you.
You know what I'm saying?
I am with you on that. But again, to have more people, it depends on what the uppercut is there. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty and the nuances of it, it depends on what the uppercut is. Some people can't even answer that.
I think Luke with a one-button uppercut's a bit broken, so...
But then that's what But then the thing... All right, let me ask you this. Let me propose this question to both of you. I'll get Flawless's opinion on this first. Do you think a lot of the stuff in this game right now is justified? When we make an argument, there's already an answer in the game for it. It's like, again, we do modern controls, there's a damage reduction, you lose half your toolset, or important parts of your toolset. You think a certain block string or move is powerful, guess what? You can perfect parry it, right? Do you feel certain things are justified? Because to me, it looks like they've really thought about a lot of things in this game.
You want to say?
Go on, say that. I was kind of got confused. Say that one more time, please.
I'm saying, do you think a lot of things in the game are justified? Because it's like, when you make a case about something, let's say, for example, you're not a fan of modern controls. Yeah. Guess what? There's a 20% damage reduction and you lose important tools if you're using modern controls. So is that the justification? And then if you think a certain move or certain like sequence is too powerful, at some point it's liable to get parried. And I think that the developers have really thought about this. I mean, do you guys agree or do you disagree with that?
Well, like, if someone's coming into the game, as you said, like from the World Tour, and someone new to the game, and they was using the few buttons, I don't really agree with it. The damage reduction, to be honest, I think like the having not them buttons, they shouldn't be able to beat someone with the buttons anyway. I don't really agree with the less health, but that will obviously give someone an incentive when they're learning the game to realise that you take more damage off if you use real controls, so they're like obviously adapt over to that. So there is kind of a good reason for that, but then they'd probably be upset that it's not the same. But who would be a modern control player? Do you know what I mean? As someone new to the game, so it's kind of hard to say. So I don't think they'd be competitive and worry about it. But once they look into the little blueprint or whatnot, and then like because of the damage that I'm coming from. So.
No, this first year is going to be crazy. Oh, go on, Flawless.
No, I was just gonna say, if you like, I don't know, for example, if your BMBs, like your max damage or whatever, they do like significantly less damage, it is like quite a deterrent, isn't it? So it just is the advantage worth that. And I don't know yet, to be honest. All I've heard is that it makes your reactions faster, but then you can also have really good reactions with classic controls. Some people just do, but if it means that everyone suddenly turns into Xiaohai or whatever with like these is reacting to everything, then maybe but in terms of the other stuff, like you were saying, there's counters to like drive impact, I'm guessing you're talking about, or like drive rush or all of this. I just think that's the way they built it, like where it's kind of rock paper scissors, and there's a counter to everything. It feels like, which is good because I just think it's it's a way to build a balanced game. If you have strong like universal mechanics that everyone can utilize, and then everyone can play on a baseline level, and then you just add in like the extra stuff on top.
No, that's interesting. Now I think it was ISTD that mentioned health. Although you did have a question regarding health in Street Fighter 6, didn't you? I think you wanted to ask them before.
Yeah. I didn't ask that. Damn.
I don't think so.
Time's been flying. I wanted to ask both of you actually about the fact that we might potentially have a situation where every character has the same amount of HP. Do you feel like that's a good choice, or do you feel like balancing from health pool wise is like the way to go?
I think, like, I've always moaned about them nerfing Gal's health in Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter and Street Fighter 4, so I've always complained. But I agree with, only Dalsim should have maybe like 950. Maybe, and Akuma is really good. But I like it to be season 1 with all the health. I do like that idea. Like, I like it.
I don't know, it's interesting because Geef, for example, if you look at Geef, like he's always
had more.
Yeah, he's like, he needs the extra health to get in and like do something, So I guess it's how they balance it. It looks like the way they balanced it is when he gets in, he does 5 million damage. So
that's why I didn't think of it like that as well.
Yeah, they just made those characters more powerful. It feels like, and then like for example, Cammy, she's got 1,000, but then she maybe does less damage. I guess that's how they balance it.
Well, the thing is, like, even with some of the content you put out recently, Flawless, with the Cammy trials, I'm looking at some of the damage they do, and I'm like, Zangief, all my brother has to do is just land an SPD, and it's the same. It's the same amount. But obviously, the consistency and how frequent you get those opportunities is different. So, I mean, once the final game does come out, if they all do have health tantamount to one another, that will be interesting down the line. If they have made slight adjustments, then I'm down for that as well. But that's for me, that's just tradition. Like Cammy and Dalsim have low health, and the big bodies, obviously I don't like big bodies, but they have a large pool of health. So I guess we'll see in about 17 days time.
But Jammers, I think someone actually did a comparison out of all the videos that came with the content, and they could see that Zangief had the most life, and some other characters had more. And then I don't remember exactly, but someone did like where they recorded the screen or a screenshot of the screen to see how much a certain move did at a certain percent to like kind of calculate. And they came to the conclusion that Zangief has more health, and then a few other characters had more health, and then the rest had like similar health. So I do think, so it might not be the way we thought in the close game.
Okay, fair enough. No, do you know what I find interesting? We have FBI agents and forensic agents on the case to figure out a game that's not even out yet. And I want to ask you guys. I don't know. Maybe you've seen something. Maybe you've theorized something. What do you think has kind of sparked this kind of like resurgence, I should say? I mainly use that resurgence with SF4 because what SF4 did, that's never going to happen again.
Well,
I don't know because fighting games are here to stay. I don't think any game's going to do what SF4 did, Jordan.
I disagree. Actually, I think
you reckon.
I think this basically is going to do that on a bigger scale, because
no, but this is amplifying
SF4,
fighting games. It's not bringing it back.
That's true, yeah, but it did bring it back. But then what SF4 did was took fighting games from being niche to a bit more mainstream, whereas this is then going to the next level where it's going to be like, I don't think it's going to be quite like COD or those games, but it's going to be much closer to the gap's going to be much closer in terms of like viewership, I reckon.
Okay.
I think the player base as well. I mean, just everything they've done in terms of opening it up to as many audience as possible. I think that the player base is going to be huge. Also with the CPT, they're not throwing 2 million unless pre-order sales are good. So
it could be a number of reasons why there's 2 million.
I mean that's definitely part of it. I think is that they're going all in with this, and I really do think it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be massive.
Okay. No, I like that argument. I'll hold you to that, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Time will tell. As with all of these questions.
I like these arguments where we can actually understand each other, not misunderstand our tweets. I like it this way better. But yes, did you want to ask something over her as well? Or?
No. I just wanted to, like you said, that we have like agents looking at the information.
There's people screenshotting a demo, and there's no real like stuff to work with, and people have already broken it down to T. And I was like, I wish you could apply this in your everyday life, but you don't.
Yeah, it's exactly like it's basically zoom and enhance.
Well, it is indeed. Now, someone thinks I think SF6 is not going to be as big as SF4. You've misunderstood my point. SF6 is probably going to be bigger than SF4. What I'm saying is SF4 brought fighting games back into kind of like the limelight. You can't. I don't think that's going to come back because we already know fighting games are here to stay, and because of their tours and how people play them online and just get content out of them. You're not going to see that resurgence SF4 brought back. There's a difference.
But I wouldn't say it brought it back because they weren't. I think it just propelled it to.
Dude, it was like a 10-year gap from like 3 to 4.
Yeah, I know that's true. Yeah, but I'm saying 3 wasn't. It was a niche game. It's not like it was.
True.
It's not like Call of Duty or whatever. It's kind of, but it's propelled that to the the forefront, and now people actually. I remember in school, everyone had Street Fighter 4. They're like, oh yeah, playing trials or whatever. But this, I think, is going to do that on a bigger level. Just from. That's just what I feel.
Honestly, I like that indeed. Now, is there any other questions you two want to ask these guys related to the set before I move on to other SF6 questions, the juicy ones?
No. I'd like to ask more a general question about matchups.
Go for it, please.
Yeah, so I was thinking, since there's a lot of like universal mechanics that seem to be really universal in the sense that you get kind of the same thing, not like with focus attacks, where some focus attacks were really good and others weren't.
Or red focus.
So do you think matchup will be more or less of a thing in Street Fighter 6 compared to older titles with the new mechanics? I can start with Flawless Deku.
I think that matchups are always going to be important. When you say compared to the previous titles, usually it's like it's neutral, isn't it? I don't know. I think because of the universal mechanics, maybe you could say it would be closer if everyone can utilize them the same way. We don't really know, for example, how Dalsim's going to be used in Drive Rush. We don't know how. For example, Geef, when I was using him at the office, his Drive Rush combos were way different. He couldn't do like a fierce into a medium into a hard. You know what I'm saying? He had like a medium into light. But then also his buttons are a plus. So it's like there's a lot of things like we don't know yet. So it's kind of hard to say. I think. I could see the matchups being closer, because of the universal mechanics. But I could still always see there's going to be like a top 5 that stick out,
Oh, of course. Of course. ImStillDaDaddy, what about you? Do you think matchups are going to play a huge part of the SF5? Because SF5 turned into a counterpick game in the last 2 years.
I thought Drive Rushes and Drive Impacts are different speeds, are they not?
No, they are. I'm just saying. Do you think matchups will play a huge part in SF6 as opposed to what they did in SF5? Including Drive Rush stuff and Drive Impact things. Because they're universal mechanics, they change things. But do you think
not season 1 too much? I don't think, but I think because a lot of people are going to have the time on their hand and they're going to be in Battle Hub. I think people are not going to be playing one character; they're going to be playing a lot of characters. So. But I think at the beginning of every sort of game, like even the last one, I know Gal wasn't in it straight away, but when he did come into it, he was strong. And I remember winning that CPT. At the beginning of the game, I think it's like it's quite easy for a character like Gal to be strong from other characters coming into it and be able to get through projectiles and things. It changes more down the line. At the beginning, I don't worry too much of it. I think it's quite as Gal can sort of deal with a lot of stuff. I think it's quite evenish. You don't really need to at the moment, but you might want to against like Blanca or E Honda or Zangief because the matchups could be really funny. So.
Okay, well, interesting. Right, now, let me ask you guys this. So, Flawless, you didn't really compete in the last year of SF5, did you?
No, I played it like maybe the first 2 years. Maybe like the first year, I took a break. I played like the third season maybe. I played like on and off up till 5. After that, I was just, kind of checked out. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Were you familiar with how the World Warrior format works in CPT last year?
No.
Okay, so basically what it was there were 6 tournaments that spanned over 6 months. So basically you had 5 tournaments, one each month, and they all led to a regional final. Whoever won the regional final qualified for the Capcom Cup.
Right.
What it was the top 8 of a leaderboard accumulated points to get into that regional final. Right. And whoever won the regional final qualified for the cup. Do you think that, because the World Warriors coming back for SF6, do you like that system that's put in place? I don't know if you looked up any of the World Warrior stuff at all.
No, I mean, I don't. I'm like I said, I'm not familiar with it, so it's hard to say. But I like the way it was before, where it was, you won a premier, then you
automatically qualified.
Exactly, or you won regional. There was points, and then it was a leaderboard overall. How is this different then? So it's
so there will be CPTs where I believe if you do win them, because we don't even have a schedule yet. I'm just going off what I knew from last year and the year before that. If you do win a CPT premier, that should get you a qualification spot or enough points to get in the qualification spot. The World Warrior is kind of like this subsection where it's like
going from online to CPT.
It's for very specific regions. So there'll be one for UK and Ireland, there'll be one for Germany, there's one for Spain, there's one for France, and it's like over the course of 5 months, you got to enter one tournament as part of the month, and you accumulate points to put yourself in a top 8 bracket.
Right.
And if you're in there, then you got to play
within your region, basically.
Yeah, and then you got to play that 8-man invitational to qualify for the cup.
So the idea that you have the strongest players from each region entering the tournament, is that the?
Basically. And it kind of puts or squashes a lot of problems with other things we've had in the past regarding Street Fighter. Are you looking forward to that format then? If you're are you even looking to qualify for the cup?
I mean, I'm looking to compete, man. That's what I want to do. I want to play. I want to win. That's the goal. I don't really mind the format. I mean, it sounds fun. Like I said, I'm not really used to that kind of format. So we'll have to see.
Okay, now I've got another question for you. We're going to hold that. ISTD, hold on a sec. ISTD, what about you? You entered some of the World Warriors last year, didn't you?
Only a few of them. Yeah,
put your mic down.
I always do that, don't I? A few of them, I wasn't really competing at that time. I did like a few of them. I think it's a really, really good idea because obviously End and Walker come from there, and I do really like the idea that they're doing it.
Do you think the format should stay the same? Would you change something?
Making like loads of tournaments and then going to a regional finals?
Yeah, so, because, the argument that some people presented, let's say we'll use Ending Walk in this case, he won all 5 of the UK ones. He should have just automatically qualified. Why did he have to go through a regional final?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll tell you what would change then. If you do that then, whoever wins like all 5 of them, the one who wins like the most of them and got the most points automatically qualifies, and the rest with the other points go into like a bracket, and then the next person qualifies. So 2 people from UK, innit?
Oh, so okay, not necessarily 2 people from UK, but 2 people from each region. If someone's been dominant, they automatically qualify.
Yeah. Whoever gets the most points with the 5 tournaments, they qualify, and then the rest go to regionals. That'd probably be a good idea.
Okay, I can see that from an entertainment standpoint. That'll be a lot more spots in the finals, though.
Yeah, I know that's the kind of sort of thing. But they did it with groups last year, and they did it with groups. How many people from UK qualified? Only 2.
Only 2. Phil's and Ending Walker.
Yeah, so that would only be the way unless we like had because we've got our premier and whatnot, haven't we? The qualifier. So yeah, there'll be more spots for it, but I don't know. It just
Well, I'll ask you another question regarding that, but Ovaha wants to ask you something else real quick, so.
No, that was actually gonna be my question. I was gonna ask Flawless Deku, for example, because he wasn't really aware of the World Warrior format. I wanted to ask him, does it sound better that you have the leaderboard and whoever wins or gets the highest ranking in the leaderboard automatically qualifies instead of having a top 8 bracket for the finals? So that's what I just wanted to ask. But
does it sound better?
Yeah.
I would say it sounds different. I don't know if it sounds better. I think I quite like the conventional format of it's a league. You know, I'm the Premiership or whatever, and whoever has the most points, it just makes sense, doesn't it?
I get it.
I mean, the point you brought up about, you know, if you win 5 tournaments and then you don't automatically qualify, that's a bit of a skank, I think, because you're obviously one of the best. You probably should. But then why did he enter so many? If you've already qualified, then does that mean he's just entering to stop other people from qualifying?
No. So
or is he just entering to...
what he did, if we're using Ending Walker as an example, what he did was to get his regional spot place. He was just entering the tournament. He just happened to win all 5, and then he won the regional final. What people have been saying is, if he dominated that region, why has he got to play the extra
that's
tournament?
a fair point. Yeah.
That rarely happens though as well.
ISTD, that's a very good point, because only 2 other people did that worldwide.
Okay.
So it is a rare case, but some people are saying if they're that dominant, they shouldn't bother. Which is, I see what ISTD is saying, is like, if they're that dominant, get them the automatic qualification, put someone else in their team in the regional final, and then get someone else to qualify, if you're going to do it that format. So I can kind of see both arguments, or both sides of the argument.
The regional should be offline, don't you think, or not?
I agree with that.
Ideally.
I agree with that. I just don't think last year it was in the means of people who were organising.
COVID, everything.
If people could do it within their means, I think it's fair. But other than that, I think it's just out of people's control at that time. So maybe we can get that this year for some of them.
Online's going to be good. They could even do like a... I know people wouldn't like to do it, but they could even do like a CPT with like other regions in online. Do you know what I mean? They could try it out, like do a CPT with against the Americans and stuff like that. I know people would sort of complain, but I've played the beta test, and I played against someone from Japan and it was playable. I played against Kazunoko on that. I know it was not as good as people from America, but it's playable.
I mean,
like
when
the beta comes, they had a couple of tournaments, but they're not letting the European players enter it. So they should have a few and do it mixed and test it and see what it's like.
We'll see. This is what this open beta is for.
Hopefully there's one over the weekend.
We'll see, innit? Right, another thing I wanted to ask you both was, if you won $1 million, what would you do with it? ISTD, let's ask you first. $1 million, what would you do with it?
$1 million is it's not that much. It's not a lot of money. I know it's a lot of money.
It's life-changing money. There's a difference between a lot of money and life-changing money.
Yeah, it's life-changing, but like, what could you buy with it? I would invest. I would save it. Yeah, but you could buy a house.
I can't think of one thing to buy.
A house. That's like that's like 3/4 of your money, man. London. So
I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to buy a house in London, but buying a house is a big deal.
Yeah,
I was gonna invest or something. I'll go party. I'll invest.
That's the answer. Yeah.
But if I did, I would be straight back on the game to try and do it next year if they got another one.
Okay. No, I like that mentality.
What would I do? I don't know. I would go to Eva and put it all on black. Just a few cheeky games of blackjack, but I don't know. I mean, it
is a lot of money for.
I guess you would. I guess you would invest it, wouldn't you? You know, instead of saving it, basically.
Well, look. Okay, another way.
You buy some nice stuff for yourself. You know,
of course.
Yeah.
Look, another way of looking at it is, look, you're winning. You have a chance to win the lottery through Street Fighter. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah,
because it's one in how many people are going to be in the final to win $1 million. But this time, the people are going to know you're going to win it by it. You don't have to actually make it public that you won the lottery. So there is a difference there. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys as well. Now, Flawless, you kind of got onto this point, but I'll ask you anyway. So, did you watch the Capcom Cup finals back in February?
I didn't see all of it. I saw a few of Ending Walker's games, but I've been kind of checked out of 5 for a while now, so I'm not really it popped up and I watched a few games, but I wasn't really following it too closely.
So let me ask you this. So basically what they did was they kind of did a World Cup style format for the...
yeah, I did. You know what? If the question is did I like it, then probably not, because I thought it was a bit weird. I don't know, it was like you play all your games and it was
So you have to play everyone in your group, and basically the top 2 made it out. Winner of top of the group goes winner's side. Second place of the group goes to loser's side. So you do make it out, but you're in a detrimental position.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you is, do you prefer this World Cup style, or do you want to go back to pre-pandemic? 32 of the world's best players, accumulate them. You like that one?
Straight 2 lives. You know, it's just open bracket. That's way better, I think. I don't think there's really it's necessary to do the groups. The whole point of the season is that is the group stage. You know, you've gone through the league already to get to the point where you're now in it. You know, I think just have, like you said, 32 of the best players. Just anything can happen on the day. You know, I think that's exciting.
Fair, because obviously me and Veggie were there. There was more excitement with the group stages. Now, a lot of people said what you said.
Yeah.
I don't kind of vibe with it. I don't bode well with it. But when it push came to shove, there were actually some really good matches that they wouldn't have actually came up if it wasn't for the World Cup style. Mena had a pretty difficult time against Mirkin, Poland's best player. There was another match with it was a Seth player. He went up against Mags. I can't remember his name now. Falcon. He had a really good match. People weren't banking on him. There were some matchups where you've already counted the guy out, but because of this style.
And the Mook had some close games.
Epic Walker almost got beaten by what's his name? The replay, Janino.
He was good. He was good. And the Ibuki player as well. I thought he was going to have him as well.
Right.
I think like I was thinking at the time that it should be back to them 32, but I do like groups. Like if I was there, I would rather play in a group I know the whole thing is a group, but like I would rather play in a group because then it does separate. I like a group. I think it does separate them from the best player. If you play everyone in a group, I've always like kind of felt more comfortable playing everyone, I'm coming from just playing one game and going out. It might be more entertaining, and it could have obviously good for the families to always watch the World Cup style. But I can see a lot of complaining about it. I did actually think at the time, but if I was actually there, I would rather do.
No, because look,
if that's fair.
No, I get your point. The only reason I ask everyone this question is because there are a lot of people who their opinion has changed about how they want to view the cup, and Flawless, because you haven't really been in SF5 for the latter part of the game, it's good to get your perspective. There are some people who still, I just like the 32. I like that. And again, it still brought excitement, but what it did was it was the best players, whereas the World Cup style brought that representation. So I don't know if that brings in a different audience, you know what I mean?
I think one factor though is that wasn't there way more players this time. It wasn't 32.
There was 14 or 16 more players than normally.
So I think that's the reason that they've done it that way, is because they couldn't accommodate, the old style, because there was, and it's also a way of, I don't want to say weeding, it's a way of like, separating the the best players in the first stage, I guess.
Okay.
But then the issue I had, I guess, is there was like 8 people in a group, so it's like you're playing like 9. It's like 9-0. You know.
8 people? I think it was like 5.
Was it 5?
Five,
okay.
five,
when
six.
I was looking at the scores, I don't know if I was just confused, but I was seeing some people had like 9 wins, 0 losses, and then another person's just getting annihilated at the bottom.
Do you know what I think you were looking at? I think you tuned in when it showed their game different.
Was that it?
I think you were looking at their game differential.
I don't know, bro. I saw like a lot of numbers. I was like, what the hell is going on, bro? This isn't what I'm used to. I thought it was just
do you know what?
winners and losers. They got
I like that you have that opinion, though. I don't want like everyone to sway to one side. I kind of want that kind of battle, almost balanced argument, if you want to call it that.
I don't know. I just I like things. I'm used to the arcade. Go back to how it was.
And I thoroughly respect that, and I want you to stand by your opinion. That's all I want. Veggie or Vive, any of you guys got any other questions you want to answer before I hit them with final 2 questions?
I actually wanted to ask both of you. Have you taken any new strategies for training when the game launches? Are you changing your regime in any kind of a way?
You mean from the previous games, or you mean from...
Yeah, like previous games, or like you're thinking of, okay, I'm probably gonna do this differently when the game comes out, for example.
Yeah, one thing I would do differently is try to play all the best players, and actually that's the big thing, especially because, this is going to be a very connected game in terms of the network and like online and everything. So if you can play like these people in America, really good players, and you play and all the top UK players, for example. But I think in the last game, you kind of just have your clique that you play with, or you have your training partners, or at least for me personally. I don't know if other people like that. And obviously you'd play the other top players at points, but it wasn't really like, training with a purpose, let's say. I would say that, I would probably look to practice specific matchups with strong players of those characters, and find them and actually try to go about it that way. I think that might be a good way to adapt.
Okay, no, that's a good one. ImStillDaDaddy, what about you? Is there anything you're going to change differently?
Well, one, exactly what he said. Obviously the hours, and obviously I've got the drive threat now. The Street Fighter 6 give me the drive gauge. But as like I'm playing the game from the beta and I've just played him there, when I was just playing Gao on the beta, the game's totally different because Gao Sonic Booms are Sonic Booms. You don't have to worry about the drive rush to click. The drive rush to get you jump cover. I never really have to worry about that. But now when I'm using Ryu and stuff, if I use another character, you have to play differently. Do you know where I'm coming from?
So you're going to have a different... If you try another character, you're going to have
I've learned the game. I've seen the game a lot different. Do you know where I'm coming from? So I'm going to imply that to my Gao on the weekend. Do you know where I'm coming from? I'll not zone and I'll try more things. There's a lot more things I got to try. But
that's good.
Definitely, yeah. That's the whole game plan that I'm playing with Gao. If I'm using another character or just trying to change the way I play in general, there's a whole different game I can play. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Nah, I like that mentality.
I've noticed that because, like, I know Gao is strong. I don't want people going on about, like, ready to tear, but, like, he can keep neutral, but you can perfect parrying. He's got his tools, but he hasn't got his other one. So, like, he's just going to do the business. But, like, Sonic Booms is going to blow up drive rush a lot. But if you perfect parry and then jump instantly, it will beat me if I do a boom. There's going to be a lot of tech about it, so like
I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Hopefully it's going to be a good weekend, and only 2 weeks till the game comes out, so I'm really looking forward to it.
That's great.
Now, my last question I wanted to ask you guys, unless Veggie, you want to ask anything on these guys? Or
I could get a really quick answer to this though, but how do you think your style will fit in Street Fighter 6? Can start with ImStillDaDaddy.
I'm gonna kick everyone.
Okay.
What was the score?
No, but that's Ryu. Hey, listen, you know one thing, right? We have a rematch clause, right? We have a rematch clause. When the game comes out, bring us back here. Me and Flawless, our names, come here right now. And this is all being fun for me. I don't want no one coming to my stream tomorrow and telling me 10-1 to Flawless and all that. No. I have fun today, but this rematch clause, I want to run it back. When the game comes out, and that's the real thing. There's no going to be no 10-1, bro. It's my side.
Apparently, you can just put a rematch clause on the table. We sort it out.
We got it.
Flawless, what about you? Do you think your style is gonna? I think you already did a good job already, but
I think probably. I'm quite a reactionary player. I think good reactions in this game is gonna really help. I like to you whiff button, I react like a whiff punish, or if you jump, that's kind of just my game. I've always played Fei Long like that in like SF4, for example. That's just like how I played. So I think this game is a good. It's good for it just because off of footage you get so much damage, it's crazy, and then obviously you get your Oki. That's where it goes from like SF4 in the neutral, I feel, and then SF5 when you knock them down, and then you start the pressure, and then it's like, the buttons kind of feel the same, and it's like, in terms of that mix up. So I guess I'll just try and combine, both play styles from both games, see how it works.
Okay, interesting. Now, I gotta ask you this last question before we let you guys go. I'll get back to playing some games. Flawless, have you got a competitive roadmap this year? Are you looking to travel a lot, or are you going to keep it like domestic, just in the UK? I mean, what's your travel plans looking like?
It depends, really. I've got to sort some stuff out. Obviously, I've got work and things like that, so I'm still, doing that. I've got some other obligations, but I'm going to try and travel as much as I can. I'm going to try and, go. Not sure if it will be Europe. Obviously, either would be great, but we'll have to wait and see. I can't really say for sure right now.
Okay, that's fine. ISTD, what about you? You looking to gallivant the world again?
Yeah, Evo's the first one, but I'm just waiting for an Esther because I can travel to the States. Evo's going to be the first one. I was going to go to a few in Europe, but that's not really part of the CPT. I want to pay my attention to the CPT when that comes out. So I'm coming from.
Okay, of course.
It's going to be expensive to travel and stuff like that. But I want to start my journey at Evo, and then obviously when it comes out, see where I go from there. But I want to travel a lot more than I did, and everything. I just can't wait for it.
Now you mentioned travel's expensive, but I mean, just win the $1 million and go partying. It's fine.
Yeah,
right?
I know. You just got to
get there first. How are you getting to LA? How are you getting there?
got to follow your dream. No one ever tell you that you can't do something. Do you know what I mean? Follow your dream, follow your heart, and even if you don't win, you have memorable times, and something will happen. You know.
No, I like that. Wise words from the general.
But I'm gonna come win. You know. I'm
gonna hold you to that.
It's gonna be very competitive this year, and it's really good to see a lot of players coming back. It's gonna be so fun, man.
Okay, interesting. Oh, do you know what? One last question for ISTD. It's just popped into my head because I know you brought this up before.
Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy, sorry, I got one game for you, Jimmy, today. I got one game for you.
Just off the top of my head, you mentioned something about like draft pick for invitationals, I think, at one point.
Draft picks?
Yeah, like for teams.
Like NBA?
Yeah. I can't remember what you brought it. I think potential SFL. That was it. And you said players should be drafted in. I think that's what you said. Do you not remember saying that?
Like it wasn't Gfinity?
Yeah. Do you think draft picks should come back?
I think there should be a team what should make it through online. Do you know where I'm coming from? Just so like someone doesn't get pushed out who's a really good player. Do you know where I'm coming from? I think there should be something like give people opportunity to it. Not the same as the Gfinity format when you bring a sub in or something like that. I think there should be a way where like tournaments where 3 players make a team if they don't get picked for the esports team. Give people an opportunity. Obviously new people coming through the game because that will open eyes for them as well. So.
Okay. No, I just found it interesting because again,
I think it's good.
Just like Flawless said, that I think the NBA draft pick is actually very interesting to watch.
Yeah, it'll be like the All-Stars coming through. Do you know what I mean? It's the 3 players and just see how they do. It'll be really good. Be interesting.
Yeah, interesting. All right, gentlemen, I believe we're out of time to discuss. I mean, we could talk to you guys for hours because it's been very interesting getting your opinions on things. Richie, if you put the fight card on so people know where to follow these guys, so actually your ats are down there. Please follow both of these two because they've been pumping out the content. You've seen it today. They've got lively personalities and characters, and once a wise man once told me, you cannot have a personality of a shoebox. I wonder who said that to me. But yes, please make sure you follow them and make sure you get the content on because these guys are going to hit the ground running once SF6 come through, and you'll see them
running
on the beta. Yeah, you'll see them running it back. You see them on the beta. Flawless, is it safe to assume you're on the beta this weekend? Is it safe to say that?
Yeah, I'll definitely be on it. Who I'm going to play, that's another question. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll be playing for sure, man.
All right, Flawless, any last words you want to say? Anyone you want to thank? Anyone you want to shout out? The podium's all yours.
Yeah, shout out to KLC. Honda's going to be strong in this one. And yeah, just anyone that's watching, I appreciate it. And yeah, going to be bringing a lot of content, like Jam has said, when the game comes out. So follow me, Flawless Deku on YouTube and at Flawless Deku on Twitter. But yeah, that's about it, man. It was fun. Thanks, guys, for having me. Sean, better luck next time.
Yeah, we get that.
ISTD, what about you? Any final words? Anyone to shout? Anyone to thank? Anything?
Shout out to my viewers on my YouTube stream and that. Michael Knight, Slinko, Bell K, like everyone on my stream. So obviously it was fun tonight. We're going to be coming back with Gal, but I had fun. Let's see me playing the beat on the weekend. It's going to be fun, yeah. Just shout out to everyone, innit? So I couldn't get the win. I don't want like it was good. It was entertaining to play, and yeah, I can't wait for the game to come out.
Sweet indeed. All right, so we gotta cut the interview phase of these guys and let them go about the day because it is getting pretty late. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna get some games in before they have to depart on home. But pleasure speaking to these two. Yeah. These guys will get that over and done.
I'll be winning now. I bet.
Do you know what? Do you know what? That was brilliant. Great insight from the both of them. I really like the back and forth. See, this is how like debates and arguments should go. Obviously, not everyone can do that. Not everyone's just going to jump in a Discord call and discuss or whatever. But no, I like the back and forth that we had, and I think you guys had some solid questions that raised some good points from them as well. So it was good to hear that. But no, did you enjoy tonight, Ovaha?
I had a fantastic time, man. Like these two were super fun. The games were really good, and the talks were especially fruitful.
It's always brilliant. Veggie, what about you? Did you enjoy tonight?
I'm gonna say the way when my son wants to be funny when I'm asking if something was cool, he'll say. So I will just say it like him. I didn't have fun tonight. I had super fun tonight.
That's a good answer.
No, it was great. I think Flora showed me a couple of things I didn't know Luke could do, so I might just dabble on the demo tonight and press some buttons. But no, I like their philosophy towards the drive gauge. I think people need to prepare themselves for that. There's going to be some people that are going to be very conservative with the drive meet, and then there's going to be people that are going to go for the gust. They're going burn out, and they're going to be relatively fine. There is a video out on the internet. I can't remember exactly who done it, but he did the different burnout recovery times, and it seems walking forward makes it recover the fastest. So there's a lot of these subtle nuances. Like I said, we got forensics teams on the site, and they've already figured out certain things in this game, and they probably couldn't even answer if they asked them to. But I guess people, I guess I do underestimate how many people really like to delve into the science of this. Because with this game, I think anybody can be a lab monster now. I don't think you have to look for those. You can use those external resources, but you don't have to, because most things, if not all things, are in the game for you to deduce if you understand the basics of frame data. But then
I think...
Oh, God, please.
I think also because people are so ready for the game to launch, they're like
crazy, right?
They're taking in all the information they can get from all the content creator. When the content creator embargo was lifted, basically, and all the content was released, like people were hyper analyzing that content because you haven't seen a lot of these new characters, for example, and people are just looking with like crazy binoculars every frame, every life bar switch, and all that. So like I think people are just super excited for the game to release.
Indeed they are. I mean, hopefully we can live up to our name as commentators and don't get beaten down too badly by all these guys that are coming out of the woodwork.
We gotta, yeah, exactly. We gotta.
At least I can go back to commentator stats now. Someone goes, "You lose. I thought you were good." I said, "I don't know this game. It just came out. It's fine. It took me about 4 years to get like decent at Street Fighter 5. You know?"
Nah, stop. You were really good at the end. Like really good.
No, I wasn't. I'm a Seth player. I don't know what you're talking about. My Seth's not good enough. Anyway,
this guy's downplaying himself.
Listen. You thought Gal plays were the king of downplay. I avoid all trouble. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it from tonight. Do not forget the open beta is this weekend. If you enjoyed tonight, there is an open beta from Friday the 19th going through all the way to May 22nd. Do not forget, if you have your PS5, your Xbox Series X or S, your Steam account, you should have had some sort of update today. I know it was on Steam the update came about, but I'm not sure about the consoles. But please, get downloaded this. I want everybody to have it on the fun. The open beta, they're opening the floodgates to really see if this netcode can hold up to how much they would be. They've been talking about it, and if it does, we are in for a very bright future indeed. And if you do like the beta, don't forget to pre-order the game, pre-purchase the game. If you have some money to spare, there's going to be 3 editions. It comes out June 2nd. You get the standard edition, the deluxe edition, and the ultimate edition. The beta is not part of that, because when you have the full game, you will have the full game. But I don't know if we're going to get that splash page up. There it is. So June 2nd, you can pre-order now, prepay for it now, and have it load. Well, you won't have it load on your screen. I think they load prepaid games the week of. So the final week of May? Yeah. And to be fair, there's actually going to be a lot of, what are they called? Launch events at different parts of the world. They're actually going to be different launch because everyone's doing these get-togethers on the day or Saturday, 3rd of June. Because again, it's time for a lot of these communities, these local scenes to have a resurgence and congregate and have fun playing fighting games again. Because that social aspect, people have been missing. They've been dry of that for 4 years, and it's coming back. And do not forget that, please. And do not forget as well, there's Red Bull Kumite coming. July 1st, July 2nd, happening in South Africa. Red Bull promised to take themselves around the world, and that's what they've been doing. They've already announced their first 4 players of the lineup. It's going to be a 16-man cage, but you guys need to get in on this. If you are new to Street Fighter, please mark this down your calendar. You will not be disappointed. If you've never seen an invitational for Street Fighter or a fighting game, I implore you to note this one down. If you can make it over there and watch it in person, even better. 16 fighters from all around the world fighting in the cage for Street Fighter 6. Kicking things off, and there you have it, 4 of the invitees there. That man posed as Justin Wong's very interesting. What an artwork. I'd like artwork of myself one day. Jarby M's there. Mena RD, Tokido are there. Different representation from all parts of the world. Jarby M from South Africa defending home turf. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, I believe that is just about it from all of us tonight. Oh, no, one last thing. Down here. The guys that are behind this team that do the TikTok for the official Street Fighter account. You've got TikTok on your phone? Please download this. I want you guys to watch the content these guys have been putting out. I know the team behind this, and they have been doing tons of fantastic work. They've been getting a lot of praise from you guys. I want you guys to keep following and supporting these guys as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel for official Street Fighter stuff. They've been putting out some content courtesy of Vicious. Shouts to Vicious. We're putting some open beta videos there as well. Make sure you follow Street Fighter on Twitter and Capcom Files on YouTube. You can catch the archive of tonight on the archive, or you can rewind this if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, however you want to watch it, for your viewing experience. But yes, we gotta love you and leave you, and on the day that the general came, he lost his title because he lost 10-1, which is unfortunate, but he's coming back for the run back to to regain his title. We just got to note it down and plan in the future. But yes, keep playing that demo. Keep studying. I want that forensics team for Street Fighter 6 ready when the game comes out. Because if you lose to someone who's never played the game before, I'm going to blame you. But anyway, we'll love you and leave you. We'll be back next week with some more Street Fighter 6 demo action. We'll see you soon.
Baby, baby.
Yeah, hate that I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, yeah, I'm here improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All done inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
I put that time in, my pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride round and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on goal, fending all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Yeah, hate that I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, yeah, I'm here improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All done inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go. I put that time in, my pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride round and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on goal, fending all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah.
Yeah, every day I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, yeah, I'm here improving. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
I put that time in, my pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, to the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on gold, fanning all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. To the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah.